Hey everybody, it's me, the Red Mage, and welcome to the 10 Point, Season 8, Week 8.
That's
I
not
am
late.
the Red Mage, and joining me on the line to offer some spectacular commentary to hopefully some equally spectacular magic, we have Xanti
I am here to provide the terrible end of the commentary.
and Gosmit.
I am here to provide the even more terrible side of the commentary.
Wait!
Could have read the
Like a
contract
tireless
you signed.
pilgrim. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be here to lay the smack down, the verbal smack down.
Well, we have 9 players here today, ready to jam some 100 card Highlander into each other's faces. Let's not make them wait more than necessary.
The only place where it belongs. Yeah. So before we get too far into everything, just some usual reminders. If you're unsure with who we are the 10th Point, a weekly Verbal Smackdown. Yes, we are a weekly tournament holding group. We play. We hold these Canadian Highlander tournaments each and every Sunday, more or less, except when we're like off season. If you're interested, we have our website where you can learn more about us and who we are. 10-point theme song in the works, maybe. Who knows? If you're interested in us, we have our website, as I said, 10-point, the 10point.webly.com. We can learn about us, the rules about our tournaments, and just general structure and anything else. If you're otherwise interested in Canadian Highlander, you can find it at the Discord link to the Canadian Highlander Discord. Canadian Highlander being a 100 card singleton format where you can play just about anything that's vintage legal, plus lures as well. Though lures is actually vintage legal again, so you can play anything that's vintage legal. However, to stop you from playing both Demonic Tutor and Black Lotus in the same deck, we have 10 points that you have to allocate amongst the most powerful cards. 7 points for, say, Black Lotus, 4 for Demonic Tutor, 1 point for crop rotation, those kind of things. If you're interested in what you have been seeing here or will be seeing here later today, and you might even want to join us, well, first of all, as I said, Discord is the best place to do that. And secondly, we have our next event command, mcgmelee.com, we're using for events, which is where you can sign up. And lastly, if you are interested in helping us out, in supporting us, a subscription is a great way to do that. And a Twitch Prime gaming subscription is a great way to use that free subscription you have lying around from having a Twitch Prime, from having a Prime account. And you know what? We'd be more than happy to have it, but someone might as well get it because that's free value for that Amazon Prime account you already have in the first place. And Time Walk. Just Time Walk.
Just
Oh god, you can give
time.
beards now? What? Oh, that's glorious. Oh,
That
that's
is
fucking
so
glorious.
good!
Oh, that's indeed lovely. I still prefer the hand. Just embraces the smuck.
We have on one of my main discords, we have an icon which is that hand, but instead of your face, it's Maro's face behind, which is like we posted for the reasoning of like, wizards, what did you do? It's like, what do you mean you printed this card? It has like 80 lines of text. Like, come on.
Only 80? That's a low standard.
That's like half of a card in Throne Out.
You said Throne of
So,
Kaldheim is also crazy from this point of view. Anyway, pairings are up.
yeah, I was gonna say we should probably get those going so people don't sit around and starve there for blood.
I'm gonna say that we watch Loading versus UnusualThunder because I want I cannot get enough of the tiny finger skateboard nonsense.
You go right ahead. That's fine. So yeah, speaking of loading, loading has, and that's at least sound like, is playing their mono black. Well, mostly aggro deck, I'd say. You can correct me if you disagree, Santi. With some amount of like sweepers and stuff.
It's an aggro deck, and then it's playing like 12 cards that you're like, why are these cards in the deck? But yes.
Yeah. It's the line of thought that, well, my creatures can come back from the graveyard, so yours can't. So if I have to, I'll sweep the board. Which means you're not killing your opponent usually, in my experience. Which last I
Which is
checked
just
in the
unpleasant.
Aggro
Like
Manifesto.
having to deal with your opponent not being dead is just an unpleasant experience, and I highly recommend it.
But why would I put my bolt on that creature when I could bolt them? And when they're dead, I'll kill that creature too. I get that
Why-
much more value out of it. Boom.
Why would I attack their planeswalker when I could just attack their face?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why draw cards when you can deal damage? Why do anything when you can deal damage? Like, really?
Now, drawing cards, that is something that is enticing.
But you gotta draw cards to deal damage, I suppose.
Like,
Bollocks.
doing nothing and drawing cards is one of the greatest things in Magic.
But yeah, so we have loading on the mono black aggro deck more or less. But on the other hand, on the other side of the ring, UnusualThunder. If I can remember correctly, and I imagine Thunder hasn't changed the list too. Actually, no, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Stompy. UnusualThunder has actually been like very flexible on what they've been playing.
Yeah, they started
And
off on, I
is that
believe it
Soul
was.
Sisters? I think that's Soul Sisters.
That's definitely a Soul Sister.
Yeah, and that's Angel of, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a 2/2. It's like a Drake. With like, when you gain life, you gain an additional point of life, and I believe it buffs your creatures if
Good
you have
old
like.
Defile.
Ah, yes. One of the great guns from Modern Masters. Defile. Doesn't see enough credit, really. Mostly because you don't tend to see a lot of mono black around here, really. But if you are playing mono black, it's probably one of the best remove spells. Though we have seen a lot of good, cheap
It
black remove spells these
still
past
has the problem of having to ramp up, where on turn
Absolutely.
1 and 2 it's not that powerful
Yeah.
as a removal spell.
Yeah. Like, and the problem is also we have a lot of like quote unquote less conditional removal spells in black now. We have Fatal Push. We have
Blood
what's the
Chiefs
new one? Blood Chiefs. Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Angel of Vitality. That was the name of it. Definitely an interesting
Eliminate's
card.
also in black, which is not necessarily unconditional, but is a very powerful
No.
removal spell.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a deck that says like, yeah, I'm gonna play Godbones, but I'm also gonna play a 4-mana sweeper.
The problem with
Apparently.
this is now Jite is just going to be equipped this turn.
Yeah. Slam equip, swing in, choo choo, all about a train.
I attack you, get 2 counters on my Jite.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, Thunder seeing a lot of lands here, but one of them at least they can try and cycle next turn if wanted.
Yeah, I would have actually been more apt to play the land that turn, and take the 1 damage, because there's a chance that you draw something and you just don't want to be playing this basic Swamp or Forest.
Yeah, so we see Thunder here deciding to kill off the creature here before attacks are made. Interesting choice.
I would have probably played that land pre-combat.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well for.
No, you play it and then it
Blood.
gets killed with a trigger in the stack, meaning that they still get
Yeah,
in for that point of damage and trigger the Jit as well,
yeah.
without you getting trade. So that's not what you want, really.
With all of that said, I don't. What is the invocation in loading stand?
That is Damnation.
Damnation.
Not really the best card against Jit. Black generally having a tough time with artifacts. And Jit just being a card that against small creatures really just goes ham.
Just be a 4/3. Yeah.
Interesting
4/3
choice here,
Mega
choosing to
Color.
play as 4/3 in fact. Choosing to not play the Soul's Warden, Attendant. I think it's Attendant actually.
Mhm.
Warden is already in the graveyard.
Yes.
Ooh, interesting.
Noticeably, I believe Soul Attendant is the better one because you may choose whether or not you gain life.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that one was the one that
That is the
choice,
difference
another one.
between the two cards.
Interesting.
There's a May on Soul Attendant. There is not a May on Soul Warden. So if
So
you have
we
something
see,
out that's like,
It's
we do see Dark Ritual come down there. The kind of people usually play in Black Aggro because that's a way to make the deck that bit faster. And you know what? We're going aggro. We're going all in already. Suicide Black style. Might as well sacrifice a card just to go a bit faster. And then we see a sweeper there, taking care of both the Stoneforge and the Night of Autumn.
for
Ooh.
yeah,
Sorry, go
you can
ahead.
talk, Marco.
No, I was saying it was just like an anecdote on why the different Soul Sisters exist. It was basically just a difference in philosophy on how triggers should be worded. At the beginning, they were like, "Oh, players miss trigger. Okay, so we should put a May on, so that if they miss a trigger, we'll just say, well, we'll just say that they have choose not to do it, and we'll be fine, and we won't have any miss trigger problems." And then they realized that that requires an extra click on all of your digital platforms every time that you want to do this.
Oh,
And so they
absolutely.
went back to print the other
Thing
version.
is, Soul Sustenance is the newer one, interestingly.
Yeah, because of this thing, they were like, oh, now there's an extra click everywhere.
Yeah. Also, interesting choice here, choosing to not play the Bloodline Keeper, I think it's called.
I think Gloating's trying to get to a point where he can get this to. I'm not sure exactly. Like,
Yeah,
to be fair, I don't think
looking
a
great.
creature will ever resolve from Loading's perspective ever again. Like, it will
Well,
resolve. It
they'll
will stay on the
resolve,
battlefield.
just meet the blade.
Like, it's just never going to. This Jitte is going to kill whatever comes down, and at this point, the game is practically just over.
While you were performing occult rituals, I was perfecting the blade. Cringe.
It's not even a blade. It's like
Yeah,
a
we're just
fork.
gonna fork.
It's a
I don't think
Jitte.
I don't think that's the technical term, nor would I ever call it a fork. You monster. I think the
Old
technical
school
term is
players used to call it a
Yeah.
fork.
The correct
Oh
thing
no,
to
yeah,
do here.
yeah, I'm just gonna cast this card that makes me nope, doesn't even choose to cast it.
So that game
Live, but
one
you
was
can
just basically Stoneforge and Jitte. Dot game.
Yeah.
Over here from Thunder's hand, this is a pretty good hand. You got 2 fetches for a Death Ray Shaman into Smuggler's Copter, Palace Jailer.
It's definitely on the slower side. Like you have a 1 into 2. And
I don't know. A turn
4,
3 Palace
it's
Jailer seems
reasonable.
quite powerful.
Yeah,
Quite
but
free.
it is definitely against a deck that can really like take back the monarchy reasonably.
You also have an
Interesting
Archangel
choice
of
of removal
Doom coming
there in
down on
hand
turn 4.
from loading. Choosing to play, I believe it's Hakra Molding or something. Look, look. This is one of the things about loading. Not playing all
Hogwarts Mauling,
the typical
yes.
cards, and you have to remember
I
what
would
these
argue
things.
that Hogwarts Mauling is probably fairly typical
Yeah,
nowadays.
Aggro
It's
Mauling
a
is a
very
perfectly
powerful
reasonable
card.
card to have in your deck.
4 mana,
I'm not.
kill target
That's
creature.
not what I'm
give you
trying to
land.
say here. I'm just saying it's not the card you usually see in this format.
I need to get
I-
myself one
I'm-
of those things, actually. A Aggro
I mean,
Mauling,
best case scenario, it's a like that. It's usually pretty safe to say that my opponent will actually have a basic land. I think. Like there are definitely matchups where it won't be the case, which means
But I
that
mean,
therefore
that's
they.
not why you play the card, though.
No.
Like, you don't play the card to make it cost 1 less. You play the card to be a land, and then when you need it to be to kill something.
Yeah, true, but it is
Like,
a tap land, and this is an Aggro deck, and I don't know if that's really the place where you want that.
I mean, maybe not these decks specifically, to be fair. But
And I think overall, like, I think this format is just very hostile towards all these like ETB tap lands. I think people, at least this is just my philosophy. I am very much pro the fast velocity.
are you against man lands that come in tapped like Treetop Village?
usually those mana fix as well. And I am against some of them as well. That don't nearly put as much weight like the black and red one, of course. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're all bad. Like some of them are generally really good. Like this is definitely a fine one. I'm not saying this is a completely unreasonable play. I'm just saying that you have to really consider like, can I take the tempo disadvantage of playing a tap land that I usually like 4 mana destroy creature is way too much in this format.
No, but if
also
you're top decking and you have 8 mana and you just draw this card.
Look, if you have 8 mana in this deck, you probably have a different problem. But yeah, it's definitely a card that has flexibility. I just think the flexibility is hampered by its generally high cost in this format.
So very interesting here. We see the Palace Jail come down, which means
Yeah,
that Unusual
I
Thunder
don't
will be
really
losing
like that
Monarchy
line of
this
playing.
turn.
I don't know about you. Like this is setting yourself up to lose the Monarchy immediately.
I don't hate this play because you have Smuggler's Copter and are going to get it back immediately. You kill one of their things here, you immediately get Monarch back next turn, and you get to play Archangel through next turn.
With that said, loading is just stuck with 4 different 4-drops in hand,
And no 4th land. And
including
is
yet
that
another sweeper.
what's
That's a
the
2-drop.
what's the condition on Dreadwander? Is it just any time or is it?
It's
Wanderer is
raid.
I would
Oh,
have probably done it
Dreadwander.
on
He has
no, not Dreadwanderer. It's card in
Bloodsuit
hand.
Champion
One of
in
that's
hand.
cards in hand.
No, Dreadwander in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cards in hand, I believe.
Correct.
Okay.
That is one or less cards in hand, which was the theme of Amonkhet Block, instead of the full-on Hellbent.
Heckband.
It was the Heckbend I think is what people colloquially call that. I'm trying to think of a card that really saw play with that mechanic besides Dreadwanderer, but I can't really think of any. Besides limited cards.
I mean,
Mind's Eye Diamond.
Hazoret is a
True,
card with
Hazoret,
that
correct.
mechanic that so
Hazoret
play.
definitely has been played with that effect. That is true. That is 100% correct. Now this is an unfortunate situation for loading. That is an Archangel, and that will just win the game if unanswered.
Yep. Yep.
And it doesn't really look like there is much of an answer currently in hand. The
I
closest we have
think
is our
you
item play.
attack with. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
There was a chance
they're
I
not
may have just
blocking this
attacked with the Bloodghast anyways, but we found the land. A little bit late, but we found it.
Yeah.
So Funeral Drum, can we get that one up on the screen perhaps?
It gives -2, -1, but
Yeah, so we couldn't really kill off the Archangel
I will
by
say,
casting
Unusual
Blast.
Thunder has drawn a lot of lands into these games.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
Both
it's a
game
new
1
card,
and 2
isn't it?
actually. Been seeing a lot of lands, even more so in
Clarion
this game.
Spirit, isn't that new Cowdhelm?
make
I
some
do
idiots.
believe so, yes. Definitely an interesting card in this type of deck.
2 mana when you
Not-
cast your second spell, create a 1/1 Spirit.
Yeah, that is a weird inclusion in a deck that's also playing like 4-drops and 5-drops. Like that does
I
make
will
it a
say,
lot more difficult to play. Well, Muxes definitely make it easier to cast 2 spells in a turn.
how much does what's it's -3/-3, so it doesn't even kill
Yeah,
half
no,
the
not
things on this board
anymore.
now.
No, it doesn't remove nearly as much now that they got them +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
And one more life gain, and suddenly everything's just out of range.
Two +1/+1 counters because Sorin gave everything life. Like,
Yeah, currently the only thing that's actually gonna die to it is actually the Spirit Token.
yeah.
So you have to attack here first. You have to attack here first and just try and get them. But no, we apparently decided not to go for that one.
This game is just over.
It is 100% over. I'm not even sure it has a chance here to come back.
And we're gonna probably see a concession here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
pretty
whipping.
swift pair of games, admittedly. So, looking at what we have in the other 3 games currently going, we have Blahguy Luca, Necro and Bailite, and we have Wolfgang and Brahms. I would suggest, I think in Blahguy Luca for the
I was
mirror match.
already there.
Lovely stuff. I believe we've seen both of them for most of the seats. Blahguy only switched a couple of weeks in, but Luca and Blahguy both have been tuning each of their respective joint aggro lists. Not sure if any of them switched for this week.
I believe Luca has switched, yes.
Luca has switched. Ooh, interesting to see what they are on then, if that is the case.
Like, the deck that they showed me, the deck list that they sent to me was just called Anti-Aggro.
If it's a banned list again. If it's a goddamn banned list.
Well...
Last season finale.
There is
like, no changes at all.
Basic lands in this hand.
Oh my god, I called it. How did I know?
Yo, thanks, guy, for the sub. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, Thunder here just with a solid 1-drop, 2-drop, probably 2-drop, 3-drop hand, and then just Berserk if we ever get there. Definitely a card that could just be like mediocre pump spell to Jesus Christ, oh god territory. Usually somewhere in between, depending on what build you're on. Can just like kill someone out of nowhere. But currently, not really representing that without additional pump spells or bigger creatures. Also, randomly sometimes a removal spell, which is nothing.
We see another Smuggler's Copter in Blahguy's hand.
Yeah, Smuggler's Copter is the theme of the day, apparently. Which we, of course, come to the conclusion of in round 1.
Yeah, round 1 seeing 4 decks, 2 of which have played Smuggler's Copter that we've seen.
Therefore, it is, yeah. It's not basic lands, apparently.
We haven't seen any basic lands yet.
No, none of them.
And 3 color decks.
True, we have actually seen a good bit of 3 color decks. See, that's the real trend here. Note to self, play monocolored or 5 colored.
Not 3 colors. Just
Note to self, play Price of Progress, Blood Moon, Back to Basics, those kind of cards.
Except I feel like these 3 color land or 3 color players are playing too many basics that
like normally... we're seeing Luca with like no non-basics in hand here. That could be happenstance, but like
I remember both of the other games that we saw from UnusualThunder. They had a bunch of basics in play.
Yeah, but you still want a reasonable amount of basics in your list. Like you don't want to.
Yeah, like 3.
Unless you're really going all in on Taint the Pack.
To be fair, in my Jeskai deck, I play 4 basics, and in my Bant control list, I play 3 basics. And I'm playing like 40 lands.
Oh, this is the awkward mana that we have here. Like this is the price of building a deck like this. Like you have green mana dogs you want to ramp with. You have aggressive white dorks, and you have cantrips, which means that you're gonna have draws like this where you just have one.
I don't actually like playing this Soldier of the Pantheon here.
Blocks the Cackler.
Sure, but are you really caring about that exact 2 damage this one turn?
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm jumping in front of the Cackler.
Battle Rage.
Oh, I'm blocking the Cackler now that it attacked, but like, would you rather have played the Forest and then played this Birds of Paradise?
Depending on what exactly... Oh, I'm actually blocking something different now. I'm blocking the Robert because Brymas just got hit.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could
steal. Isn't the condition only if you attack with a rogue, not if you
still
have
you can still play the card if they
that is correct.
And to be fair, you just deputy your Brimlaws now, and then when your deputy dies, you get a Brimlaws.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh, that's sick.
Like we can just next
you
turn
can even
cast
like Restoration Angel in the moment. Oh, that's hot.
And It's
And
fine.
it's hot. Now I'm looking at so with Berserk and Team Battle Rage in hand for Blahguy.
Blahguy, please do not
effectively-
dismember this deputy. Please do not dismember this deputy.
Yeah, that would be an unfortunate turn of events, to put it mildly.
Well, you can still kill the Primas by using, these pump spells as removal spells, but you better not
So
do
how
that
much
if you
power do
can.
we need for Berserk Battle Rage to be lethal? It's times 4, so it's 4 power, like a 4 power creature, and we just kill them.
Well,
Like
unless
that's a lot.
they put more than 2 toughness in front, right?
True.
But I mean, Berserk plus Teamer Battle Rage already quadruples.
Yeah, exactly. We were speaking of this whole non-basic lands thing. Skyshroud Elf. 1 mana, 1/1, and I believe it gets +1/+2 if your opponent controls a non-basic land. So usually you expect it to be a 2/3 for 1, like a Kurte kind of card. But this is one of those situations, besides like the monocolor decks usually, where there just happens to be no non-basic, and you just have a 1 mana, 1/1.
Sky Shield Elf
Sorry, it
is a
wasn't
different
Skyshroud Elf.
card, by the way.
Sky Claim, Sky. I think it's Sky something.
It's possible it's Sky Shield something else.
I do wonder.
Sky Shield Elite.
Wait,
Skyshroud
wait.
Elite.
Why was a black card just drawn from Luca?
Hey?
I didn't stutter. Why did Luca draw a black card?
You didn't, but I did. That's for sure. This is what?
This is awkward.
I think this turn you're either playing Birds of Paradise.
What is
or you're
this mana
playing
base? Come on, Luca. Like, oh god.
Voice of Researchers.
You're a better deck builder than this, please.
It's possible that these are literally the only 3 basics in the deck, and they just happen to.
Oh
do
god,
them. But
if it is.
I'll take a look.
Non mi vedono? No.
What is going on here? And we do see Luca really, despite having like this awkward mana base, choosing to not play birds really just punish you here.
So, Luca is playing 2.
You're telling me he's 5-colored?
It is 4 colors. There is no red. And he is playing 10 basics over 34 lands.
In a 4-color deck, you're playing 10 basics.
Yeah, that is just unacceptable.
Jeez.
If I'm him, I'm
lot.
probably playing 4. Like that is literally what I'm doing.
That's I'm not even kidding. That might be on the high end.
No, you probably want to play 1 of each just to make sure that
I
your
think you want
prismatic
1 to 2
Vista
forests. Yeah, you probably want 1 to 2 forests and 0 to 1 of the rest, I think.
I think you play
guess.
exactly 1 of each, just to make sure that your prismatic Vista is capable of doing everything that it needs to. And that's it. That's all the basics.
Oh, prismatic Vista. I was thinking it was prismatic. What is the 1 green enchantment?
Oh, prismatic Omen now.
That's not completely true. Guided in, because you could be playing it the Bayou purely for like Death Right Shaman. But you're right. We did actually miss that. That's a good point. So what do we have here from Skyshroud just coming down here? Probably gonna use that to equip the copter and then just swing in with, I imagine, both creatures, honestly. Like, might as well try and see if I can draw a card out of this Rubble the Rich. Like, it's not gonna die, presumably. And you know what? If I'm keeping it back to block, I'm probably losing this game. Like, I want to be the aggro card here, aggro play here.
What was done with was Lucas last turn just casting a bird and pass it?
Yep. That was it, and it was killed.
Wait, am I wrong on Deputy
Awkward.
of Detention?
I'll you know what? Let me double check that.
Prismatic Omen, that was the name of the card.
I believe you're right. but I'll make sure.
I was
I'd be
confident
surprised
I'm
if
right,
it wasn't,
but
because
I'm fairly certain you are, but I will double check. How about that?
like I was 95%.
Blackguy's hand being a bit awkward here. So we see the block here, making the attack here. I'm not sure what was actually exiled here. We do see the that confident coming off the top here, discarding the what is called opposition agent in favor of getting a 2-drop he can actually cast this turn. Perhaps even trying to set up a combo next turn if for the cards we have available. Voice coming down here, still not able to cast any of your black spells, still not able to cast into 2 4-drops due to a bit of an awkward mana base here and amount of mana on the side of Luca. So do we have Chain Lightning? That's pretty good. So no flyer. That is actually 12 points of damage. So if you're not afraid, if you don't expect a like blue interaction or a 0 card mana interaction, you can just go ahead, equip Copter, swing in, Berserk, Team of Battle Rage, gotcha. And I think that's perfectly reasonable here.
Yeah,
And
your opponent only has a blue mana up. There's not a lot you can do with just a blue mana
we
up.
don't. I'm not sure about you, but I'm not expecting like an unsummon.
No, if they have it on summon, they have it on summon. I'm not. They could be playing something like Chain of Vapor, right? That's more
Chain of
mediated.
Vapor True is a card that has seen some amount of play in this format, but you
But-
usually see that more as a like card in a combo deck, like Storm or some such, or X, just to get rid of like some annoying like permanent that stops you from comboing off. Outside of that, it's essentially like Force of Will, Tainted, not Tainted Pact. What is the Murderous Pact? So no Pact of whatever the one that kills a creature is, the black one, or something similar. I was gonna say Snuff Out for a second there, but ain't no Swarm in play to enable that one. So yeah, no, this is really. Of course, we know there isn't anything, but it's really, really unlikely that with the way the format is, that Luca will actually have anything here. Slaughter Pact, thank you. Not Murder Pact, but Slaughter Pact. Close enough.
As far as I
We're
can
gonna see,
tell,
the
so as far as I can tell, the owner will receive the creature back.
Yeah,
Because
that is how those kind of cards usually work. Like, I can't really think of an example where it would ever say
So-
anything but owner.
That's
the thing
what I
is just
thought.
when a card is there is no concept of control in exile. Cards that are exiled do not have a controller. So like the card won't know to return to the battlefield under the person that it controls because there is no concept of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why you usually, one of the reasons why you usually use owner, and so that you can't sit with your opponent's cards in your hand if you like bounce them.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous.
That's what I thought. I was just seeing people on different forums saying it didn't happen that way, and I was like, I don't get it.
That'd be really odd. So
Which
we
made me
actually,
start second guessing myself, and I was like, wait, am I wrong?
So that is actually the last of our 4 games. So we have, I believe, 2-0. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure I completely saw what the score was there in favor of Blahguy. Evios got the bye. UnusualThunder 2-0 against Loading. Bailite 2-0 against Necropotence, and Wolfgang 2-0 against Brahms. So this is a round of, if I'm not incorrect, 2-0s.
No,
Do we
the
actually
last
know
game was
the
2-1.
last game was 2-1? That makes
Yeah.
sense. So we're just waiting for that one to get reported, and then we'll be starting up the second round of the Eve.
The You know what? F it. We're
Yes,
doing it live.
yes, they would.
I'm
They
punching.
would
I'm
have backed
punching.
instead, and they say that, like, I don't know, you can cast Force of Will pitching Doomblade because I painted it blue.
I also just see this person stating this completely incorrect ruling on something that claims to be a magic judge page of when you cast a time wipe into a deputy of detention, the creature under the deputy will get destroyed.
Huh.
Which I am pretty sure is incorrect because you have to put the trigger of the deputy leaving on the stack, and it's not going to resolve in the middle of time wipe resolve.
Yeah, no, it goes on the stack after time wipe has resolved.
Yeah, and this person's claiming to be a magic judge like forum to answer questions, so that's fun.
Like, I could see if somehow they could go on stack at the same time, but like, yeah, Bailite might be making a decent point. No, there's no actual leaves the battlefield trigger. So while we're talking about that, I think we should mention what we have at pairings. We have Bailite and Wolfgang. I would actually quite like to see that. I think they are
Way ahead
both
of you.
Yeah, I think they're both 1-0 currently. Blahguy versus Necropotence, Luca versus Brahms, and UnusualThunder and Evios are your matchups. That means loading is, in fact, the one who gets to buy this round. So yeah, we are going to be watching Bailite and Wolfgang. Making a bit of assumptions here, we will be seeing Bailite on his Abzan midrange deck, as we have seen them on since the
Kinda.
days before time. More or less.
Kinda.
Yeah, mostly, like 99.9% of the time, or something
No.
like that.
So
Haven't
Bailite
done the
is
exact math.
on kind of a spin-off of his deck, which is
Yeah.
a Lifegain pod nightmare. Recurring nightmare version.
It is a graveyard based combo shenanigans stuff version. Or are we talking about the more usual list here?
No. He's shipped me. He called it Canadian Alpen, which is where Alpen is stands for Abzan Lifegain Pod Nightmare. So that is the deck.
Interesting. And I believe it was the same list that also last week we did see, amongst other things, do a persist combo to win the game at one point.
I mean, pod and persist
And I'm
combo
great
kind of
type
going
as well,
hand in hand.
Sure do. Yeah. It definitely. Oh yeah, that's definitely the second Archangel of Foon. We see in this
What's
tournament.
up with Archangel of Thune? Come on, people.
People just scared Aggro and like figured out how do I beat Aggro? I know, play a 5-drop.
I do have a nice sweet floral Archangel of Thune in paper, but like, why would you be playing Archangel of Thune?
I mean, Archangel of Thune isn't
See,
that
the thing
crazy of a card. It's got
the
lifelink.
problem
It
I
makes your
have with
team big.
Archangel of Foon is that, well, against control it's a 5-mana angel. Against combo it's usually too slow or irrelevant. It's just like a slow beater. Like against midrange, it might be fine depending on the type of midrange.
In this
Problem
case,
with
it's also a
Archangel
combo
of
piece. So
Yeah, it is a
that
combo
is
piece.
also
That is
that
the
part.
prime reason. Yeah, it is the primary
Yeah.
reason why you want to play it in this list,
Yeah.
as you mentioned.
If you're not comboing with Archangel of Thune, then there's just better
it's
5-drops
probably
to be
not
playing
worth it.
by a lot.
Yeah,
Like it's
sure,
not
you
even
might
the
have some
best
random life gain
5-mana
triggers,
angel.
but there are better options if that's what the route you want to go down.
Yeah, but
Like-
in Bailite's case specifically, it's a combo piece. I think that
And
in the case of the
for a
other
combo
deck,
piece-
it was like both Lyra
Yeah.
Dawnbringer and Baneslayer Angel were already in the deck. That's the guess I
Well,
have.
no,
I haven't
I think
checked.
that also even in that deck, you're playing things like Soul Warden and Soul
Yeah.
Attendant and
Yeah, when you
or
go that
Champion.
all
That
in
when
on
this
it,
just
it does
enters the
become better.
battlefield, your whole like everyone gaining one life is just everyone getting a +1/+1 counter at that point.
Absolutely. It does become a lot more reasonable once you go that deep on the life gain theme, which is what I'm saying. Bailite isn't really like it isn't a card that on its own is really worth playing. Like, sure, it's not bad, but it's also just not great. And it is a 5-drop. Like, you always have to question yourself, if I'm playing a 4 or 5-drop or higher than that, at least a 5-drop or higher than that, it really has to either just have some really incredible synergy, and or has to be a incredibly powerful card, or I have to be able to cheat it or ramp it into play. Like, it can't just be well, it's a solid card. That's just sadly not good enough. Like, this is a format where people can combo you on turn 3 without too much work.
How
I'm playing at turn
scared are
5
you if
Archangel.
you're playing a control deck or a mid-range deck like Wolfgang here, who
And you just see Skull
you know
Clam.
Skull Clamp just come like your point is to
Clam's
try to
definitely,
outvalue your opponent.
on
Your
the
opponent's
list
just
of
like
cards
turn
that
1
I'm
Skull Clamp.
I mean, it really depends on what kind of control deck you're playing, of course. Some control decks just want to like stall, particularly combo control will fall into this category. Other decks, particularly I think Wolfgang's, I would call Wolfgang more of a mid-range deck. Wolfgang isn't really a control deck. But if you're a like 1-for-1 control deck, like a lot of like Grixis control is, you really don't want to see a card like Skull Clam, because that is the epitome of you're not trading 1-for-1 ever.
Yeah, I mean, your deck probably, if you're more on a more controlling list, has a decent amount of answers to it. It's just a matter of finding one before. Like, artifacts aren't that unkillable, right? Like,
Oh, correct. You can definitely kill it. And like here we have the option if we really want to balance it.
Oh,
But
Wolfgang,
it's
why don't you just draw a better card than you did?
true. So what do you pitch here? Probably like I'd imagine Delver. I'm not too interested in here. Is probably what I'm, and I maybe like Tassiger is an option. Like we're keeping the land, we're keeping the ancestral. Those are like not even a question.
I like so.
And I don't think I want to keep Delver personally.
There's a if you want to keep Delver, what you can actually do is you keep Delver and you keep Vamp to turn Delver on.
Yeah,
You can guarantee
that's definitely an
Delver
option.
gets turned on.
And then try and like race.
But I think you just want to play a
Not
Tassiger this
reasonable.
turn. Which in that case, I'm probably just pitching Delver and either Vamp or Archer.
Yeah, so like Vamp ancestral here is pretty rad. Let's put it that way. We
oh,
just
the
actually
whiff!
see a straight up ancestral here.
The whiff!
Oh no, this Inquisition is probably gonna get cast and just miss.
Just play your Tassiger. Get your threat on the board.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with that. I think getting something on the board at the very least.
Like, I don't think it's unreasonable to be casting this Inquisition here. We do have the information that we know it's gonna whiff. Although your opponent is Bailite, and they are playing, and they did discard 2 cards last turn. So
and it did just help like a free drop because why not?
But
well, admittedly, this is actually a free drop. I'm not even sure I'd be casting here. I would actually just rather Skull Clamp here and just play a tap land and just call it a day. Like I have time. This isn't a deck that's gonna kill me in a couple of turns. It's gonna take us sweet darn time. At least from this type of bold state here.
we do get to play next turn from Wolfgang, Dreadhorde, Butcher, and Tassiger now.
True. We are probably going to see the preordained first, though, I imagine, trying to find some more land drops here, assuming there isn't one found at the top. Because you do want more mana. This is not enough currently to do all you want to. Mana Leak, definitely interesting. Currently, of the land and Archangel in hand, so
Yeah,
Mana Leak
I wouldn't be holding up
wait a
Mana Leak
turn.
this turn, but next
Yeah.
turn seems like reasonable to hold up Mana Leak.
So you
I
probably
do think
just
you start with
preordain, see
Preordain
what you
here.
find. I imagine here.
Hope for a land. A land is pretty good.
Yeah.
Lodin is asking if he's allowed to join commentary because he has to buy.
Sure. Loading can, if Loading wants to, I can take the round off and Loading can join. Or if
Finally.
Gosmic wants to do something, then Gosmic can take the
I
round
would
off.
actually like to go get some dinner, so
Okay.
Ah,
Loading.
yes. Food.
Finally,
Hello,
after
Lodi.
10,000 years.
You picked the worst Inquisition art, or the worst of the two new ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the other one has English text. Why am I putting the art on? Sorry, it has Japanese text. Like, why am I putting the art on if you still can't
This
read
one
what's
isn't
going
English. This one's not English.
Yeah, this doesn't help anyone, Marco.
on? You guys can
You
read
did not put-
Portuguese?
You did not put an English one up, so I disagree with that statement.
Okay, sorry.
Alright.
I didn't realize it wasn't English. Okay.
If you're watching and you don't know what Inquisition of Kozilek does, you can look at your opponent's hand, pick something with 3 that costs 3 or less, and take it.
We see
Or,
we see Dreadhorde Butcher here, and we're gonna see Tasker coming down now. Next turn, here's a question for you, Loading. Are you blocking this Voice of Resurgence if it attacks you next turn?
With Tassiger?
Yeah.
Phew. Assuming the Archangel will not come down. Archangel. Why is that word so hard? It won't come down.
It's Archangel.
I would have blocked. I would have blocked.
Okay. So the big thing about blocking, though, is if you do block, then your opponent just gets to draw 2 cards and then play this Renegade Rallier and then get back Voice of Resurgence.
And then clamp the token away. Before you do that, you can even clamp the token away and draw 2 other cards.
He doesn't know about the Rallier.
Yeah, he doesn't. But you're still making the point. You're still looking at your opponent drawing 4 cards.
Yeah.
That's true.
Regardless of what else you know, your opponent gets to you know that your opponent gets to draw 2 from Skull Clamp and then another 2 from Skull Clamp if they wish.
Right, you're right. That's 4 cards. Sorry, I was thinking about 2 cards, which is not what we're talking about. Yeah. I would have blocked, but you also saw how my last game went, so like
I don't think either of that was your fault though. Unless we're determining deck choice is possibly your fault. But like your opponent just
coming at my deck like that. This is my child. This is my deck. I built it myself with my own 2 hands.
It shows. We see the attack here. I'm probably blocking, or I think the question is, are you playing Opposition Agent here? And I think the answer is yes, because it's a free spell and you're not doing anything else with your mana, but also I don't think you're blocking with Opposition Agent.
No, I think you block with your elemental. No, because you still get 2 for 1.
I think you just don't block here.
Well, I think the Opposition Agent doesn't resolve, and I think you expect that.
I honestly don't care about this opposition so much. I'm so much more afraid of this Archangel thing.
That's true. Archangel is a very scary card.
Wolfgang
you know that
about.
Archangel is there because of
like
you do.
I understand that Opposition Agent means this Vampiric Tutor doesn't work, but
you're probably upkeep vamping for something that kills the Archangel here, right?
Depending on what they play, that would be a good draw. Also, I wouldn't hate if there's some card that just wins the game. I wouldn't be shocked.
I see several cards that currently just win the game in hand of Bailite.
Well, Bailite opts for Clamp. Maybe. Oh, actually, I guess they can go Clamp, Renegade Rallier, the Voice of Resurgence back, and then play the other guy, the Deathray Shaman.
Deathray Shaman, or just Clamp something. Then, but yes,
for sure.
I kind of liked getting the Archangel down just so that I gain life, but I guess this makes this play is fine. This play is probably better than just playing Archangel.
For sure. Because this is sort of a magnet for removal spells and
I did not see Animate Dead in the graveyard.
That card got discarded at the beginning of the game. This is Torah. This is going to be target.
Basilica Bellhaunt.
Oh. Hello
Game
there.
3, discard a card. Discard your claim to fame. Sure.
What an odd card.
You
I
know what
played,
card I actually really want to get with this Vampiric Tutor right now? Kolaghan's Command.
KCOM is pretty good right here.
You get to destroy the Skull Clamp and either kill this Renegade Rallier or get something back from the graveyard.
Back when I played Standard in Ravnihar Legion Standard, I would have 4 copies of Basilica Bellhunt in my 75, and like you would put this card onto the battlefield, and your opponent was playing mono red, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? You gain 3 life, you have a 3/4, which none of my cards can swing past. Also, like, I have 1 fewer card now, like, what? I found that very funny.
I also found it very funny. You were not alone in this. Alright, so what's he grabbing with Vamp Tutor?
I think that
checking.
Kolaghan's Command is a good option. There's
KCOM
probably
is an
other
option.
options that are good.
Removing the Animate Dead is also an option.
You're in Grixis. Removing that Animate Dead is pretty hard.
You can get what's his name? Feed the Swarm.
You can get Feed the Swarm, because that's a good card that everyone runs.
Look.
Or you know
Other
what? You
cards
can
you
get
could-
Farika's Libation if you really want to.
That card is not in Wolfgang's list. I will go that far as to make that assertion. You can just get some idiotic, like the Royal Scions might just be good here as well. Plus on Dreadhorde Butcher, you have a 5/3 Trampler.
What about Damnation?
Can't cast Damnation, and I don't think it's good right now.
What about T-Del?
Which one?
Toxic Deluge.
That's true.
Toxic Deluge is pretty good here. You give
Yeah, you can -3 it and then kill the Bell Hunt with your Butcher.
I missed
no,
what
I would
was
just
going on.
-2 it. You just -2 the Dreadhorde Butcher or Toxic Deluge if you get Toxic Deluge. We see the Royal
did not.
Scions come down.
We decided
see
to
the
do
Royal
some
Scions.
science.
So we're gonna see this plus on Dreadhorde Butcher, make it a 5/3 and turn it into a 6/4. I don't think you can realistically block the Dreadhorde Butcher after it has lost.
No, but it has
Well,
first strike, so that doesn't
Hello,
work.
Tassiger.
Yeah, you just
Tassiger, I am mega blocking here if it attacks, but
yeah, there's like a triple block on a Tassiger right now.
double. You just put the 2/4 and the 3/2 in front. Kills it.
Yeah, this 5/3 is gonna be a little bit of a problem. It's now gonna be a 4/4. Toxic Deluge was another interesting pick though. But you do get to keep both of your
Yeah,
creatures
I mean,
around.
he has enough toughness to block it, but it has first strike, which means he doesn't have enough toughness to block it,
No.
it turns out.
No. You can't
No,
block
yeah.
it and kill it because if you block with everything, you kill the Renegade Rallier or the Deathray Shaman and it deal 2 to the Dreadhorde Butcher. And it doesn't get bigger, but then you just lost 2 creatures for nothing.
True. Yeah, no, you're right.
If you
Archangel of Thune looking a little worse and worse as time goes on.
No,
On the
next
plus
turn you're
side,
gonna play this Luminos but Brood Mother, and then this is just a problem. That's
Yeah, because that pressures the idiots, and also it means that, for example, you can slam your Basilica Bellhunt in the face of this giant idiot and just not care. It's like, yeah, sure.
like
Discard
it will
another
die,
card,
but-
idiot.
I'll gain 3 more life.
I mean, Archangel doesn't have haste, and next turn you're coming over with
the
6/4.
problem now
Push.
though
Oh, hey,
is
Gaunty!
Conti's interesting. The problem now, though, is if Wolfgang can kill their own Dreadhorde Butcher, Bailite's just dead. If he doesn't have it, if he doesn't death right.
He has the option to death right there.
I'm probably actually going to death right immediately in order to
gain. He opts to gain the life and make all of his
gain your
board
life, put a
damage.
counter on everything.
So now actually I think he has a
have
block on the
enough
Butcher.
Do you?
You
have
yes,
5,
because the
10,
Butcher cannot
13.
kill. Can only heal one creature. With his first strike damage, and any 2 creatures are lethal on it. So now you can triple block the Butcher.
But on lethal, you're still dealing 6 damage. So like.
But the problem with that is you get to kill the Archangel first.
Mm-hmm.
Which leaves
I don't
you
know.
with the
He doesn't have Funeral Charm in hand, does he? Because that would have been a real game changer here.
No. So you go to 1 from the Butcher trigger, and then you can gain some life with the Idiot, with the Knight of the Idiocy.
Knight of Autumn.
Knight of Autumn. And I don't know what happens afterwards, but profit? Maybe the Deathrite Shaman can gain some more life.
You get to play a Luminous Broodmother at some point. I really liked playing the Luminous Broodmother over the Archangel last turn. Just because I felt like even though your blocks were bad, they were good because you would get more random creatures back from them.
That's true.
Yeah, you would gain more life with the Basilica Bellhunt also. There's an argument that maybe you just throw something in front. I don't like it as much.
You throw like the Renegade Valor in front and just let it die.
Yeah, and then
I don't like throwing away the Bellhunt.
You take 2 going to 5. Or you take 3, sorry, going to 4.
And then you play the Broodmoth, you gain life with Deathrite.
Going up to 5, and then you're under the same problem of if they kill your. Plus, you attack with the Archangel.
Yeah, but you gain toughness, right? Because you're just putting more stuff.
Yeah, but
also,
are you dead to just Deathrite or just Dreadhorde dying? That's the question, right? Like, if Wolfgang draws a removal spell for their own creature, are you dead? You
I don't understand
7,
this block.
And then
this block is insufficient.
This block is you kill the
you kill the
Rallier first.
No, you kill the Rallier first. Then the Bellhunt doesn't have enough damage to kill the Butcher.
Yeah, if you kill the Bellhunt first, your Butcher dies. Is the problem.
So this is the same block we were talking about with just the Renegade, basically, but you don't take damage.
But you don't take damage, yeah.
That's fine.
Which is probably actually better than walking with just the Renegade Valor.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So alternatively, you don't do the Broodmoth
Broodmoth
thing at all, and instead what you can do...
I disagree, Wolfgang. You definitely should have played this Young Pyro, but I guess you want to hold up a...
I think he wants to activate Tassiger here. I think he's trying to play the long
The
game
problem with Tassiger is there's so many bad cards in the graveyard, I feel like. What's in the graveyard? Let's start.
I mean, alright, so Arc Trail is not great right now. Actually, yeah, he probably just gets Arc Trail.
So I guess you can keep making your board huge by going Knight of Autumn, put a counter on everything, Deathrite, gain life, put a counter on everything, and now you should be able to block the Idiot without any problems, basically. You might even be able to attack with your Archangel of Thune.
That's his plan.
I think attacking with your Archangel was something that was happening regardless of what you did, as long as it survived.
Yeah, I mean, you have to throw the Royal Science. You have to get the Royal Science a little lower, right? That's kind of...
Because attacking with Archangel just gains you 3 life.
Oh yeah, it also has lifelink.
Yeah.
So now your board gets... even bigger.
Mhm.
So now I think that the Basilica Bellhunt can just block the Dreadhorde Butcher because it's a 6/8.
For sure. Yeah. What are they doing?
They're gonna equip Skull Clamp to something
Yeah.
No, I think they're gonna try to cast the Brood Moth.
that you can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
could
can
with-
because you have Deathrite Shaman.
You can
Yeah.
with Death Rate, but like it's not worth it. We don't even see Wolfgang activate Tassiger here.
Yeah, that one's weird.
Like you need to either play this Young Power or activate.
They probably forgot.
True Name Nemesis is not gonna be good enough. Actually.
Yeah, TNN doesn't win.
Because it's not beating this this Archangel. There was an argument last turn that you're just supposed to throw away your Dreadhorde Butcher to kill the Archangel. Like block the Bell Hunt instead of kill the Bell Hunt instead of the Renegade Valor, so that the
Ooh.
Archangel actually just dies.
True Name Nemesis. This is a rare case in which True Name Nemesis is just outclassed because the board, like if the board has just 4 creatures on it and they're all monsters. Like everything that is on the board has like 85 power.
85 being an approximation,
Yeah.
give or take.
It's like, yeah, attack for 3, I can literally gain 7 life by turning my creature sideways.
So I think now the plan is Aesthetic Slime to destroy your own Skull Clamp.
But yeah, it may have actually been correct 2 turns ago when there was that block on Dreadhorde Butcher to actually just kill the Archangel through.
No, too
Notably,
late, yeah.
if the Archangel of Thune dies, the Broodmoth won't bring it back because it only brings back creatures without flying.
Gonti.
Show me your secrets, Conti, man. Bonecrusher Giant and 3 lands. He opts to take Bonecrusher Giant.
Oh no, not Bone Crusher. What do you do with Bone Crusher here?
You stomp somebody's face at some point, I guess. Can't kill anything. I guess. No. Yeah. You stomp somebody's face. It's the answer.
Mm. I don't like this attack.
No, I mean, what's Wolfgang gonna do? Like, how does Wolfgang not Mega Die next turn?
The
I mean,
attack
like, I would rather have swung out, totally.
Oh.
That's reasonable. That's probably also lethal. To be fair.
Well, no, they have 3 attackers. One of them gets negated by the... Sorry, they have 4 attackers. One of them gets negated by the TNN, and then the other 2, like, you know, the other idiot is pretty bad. I mean, it's probably fine to just turn everything sideways. I don't know. But it doesn't hugely matter. Like, I think that Bailite was gonna win that game at that point, pretty much no matter what was gonna happen. Very few cards get...
Yeah. Well, I did mention getting Royal Science was an interesting pick. I don't know if it was correct. I do feel like there had to be better cards than the Royal Science to get with Vampire Tutor when you did.
I think Cake.
You knew about the Archangel, which is the big thing. And also why I didn't think you should be countering the opposition agent because you really needed to deal with its Archangel.
I mean, there's an argument that the opposition agent gets cast, you just vamp in response to, you know, do the thing that you need to do, and then move on with your life. But
Too little, too late, you know?
I actually really don't like Wolfgang.
Oh, wait, there's a game 3.
This is game 2.
This is only game 2?
Yeah. I don't like this hand from Wolfgang, to be perfectly honest.
Well, he's about to careful study to hopefully fix it.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Yeah. Speaking of things I don't like, careful study.
What? Say it ain't so.
I play this card in Pauper. It's great, but
In Pauper, sure.
I also think that this card is fine in certain decks like Dredge, but like you kind of have to pitch either this Chain Lightning or this Grim Lavamancer, and your hand just doesn't do anything. Like this Brainstorm better be mega good somehow, otherwise your hand just is not good. And you pitch the Brainstorm, okay. Like you have removal spells for days, but I just don't think your removal spells are gonna get you there. I also
don't you say
see
that
that
to my
Bailite is
face?
just having a massive conversation in chat with and I have no idea what's being said in this chat, and it makes me sad.
Who's talking?
Bailite's just having a chat with it's presumably Wolfgang on BitGo, but we see Colgan's command drawn, a card that I dislike because it's uncastable. On the other side, interestingly enough, did Bailite not have green mana on turn 1? That's unfortunate. I don't know if he thought he had green mana on turn 1. He just didn't. But
I mean, this Catacombs is going to make up for it.
Now, but I think that it may have been a mistake accidentally keeping the hand thinking you had green mana.
Look, if you're not going to get greedy, then why are you even playing Magic?
To win games and play Magic.
Psh, spoken like someone who doesn't get greedy.
Oh, I get very greedy. You can ask people. But we see the Mire Triton, which has become a Canlander All-Star, all things considered. This seemingly innocuous creature just is now an All-Star in Canlander.
I mean, it does everything you want it to do. It kills large boys. It gains you some life. It mills you for 2. I should probably put it in the tech deck.
I don't think your deck wants loading.
That's fair.
Probably see Birds of Paradise come down here.
Savine's Reclamation seems good. Wait, they're playing Crested Sunmare?
That's
They
a card.
can gain a lot of life.
Fair enough.
That card makes horses.
It does make indestructible horses.
5/5 indestructible horses.
Sometimes I forget about Crested Sunmare, and then I remember it makes 5/5 indestructible horses every turn.
Which is like, it's a good horse size.
Why is he playing this card? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Why is Crested Sunmare $8, $9? This is shocking.
Well, because it makes 5/5 indestructible horses. We just went over this.
Good in Commander. That's fair. Commander's the main driver.
It is the fine commander card. It works with, I don't know, Soul Sisters, I guess.
Why are there, like, cylinders coming out of this horse? Just look at these horses' antennas.
I mean, I don't know what wild horses look like. They could look like this in Egypt. I don't know.
What's wrong with this horse?
It has
very pointy ears.
and tail.
Like, are you saying that horses cannot be groomed very well?
And also
Yeah.
a pointy goatee.
Are you against
horse
horses
beards?
expressing their personality through grooming themselves?
I don't think that's grooming. I think that's substituting a piece of the horse with like the handle of a broom.
I don't know. I'm gonna look at pictures of horses with beards, and let's see if this is a thing.
As far as this game is going, Wolfgang missed his land. Now we're on
Horses
Bailite.
can 100% have beards.
Wolfgang has 5 mana this turn. Wolfgang could just Birthing Pod here. Or, I'm sorry, Bailite could just Birthing Pod here. Is there a really good 2-drop or 3-drop you want to get?
I mean, you know,
This turn?
you can always start getting things, and then you're starting set up too. You would also get like an Offenza, and then threaten to get things next turn.
Ugh, and Offenza and Finks are. Ugh. Ugh. That's just value.
You can get like Scoos, and then you are, you know, you have this Cardlehoof in hand, right? And that's gonna start getting real big, real quick. Also, shoutouts to these, to the Lab Assistant, whatever it's called, Necromancer's Assistant, I think, that just flipped the
supplier.
Sure. Just flipped the Sunscorch champion into the yard.
Old Sunscorch champion.
What a weird card.
I've seen people play this card in Vintage.
I mean, but also Vintage plays some weird stuff.
Well,
Yeah, like the premier removal spell in Vintage is Fragmentize. What's your point here? Like,
no. I mean, I actually think maybe it was Legacy, actually, not Vintage. It was before they printed Shark Typhoon, and they were like, well, we have these standstill decks, right? And we need a way to put pressure on your opponent without casting spells. And well, if you have a Sunscorch champion in the graveyard, you can eternalize it, and then that's not a spell, and you make a 4/4.
That's what we're saying. Vintage is weird.
although I think most standstill decks are not Vintage, but
Yeah, I think this was Legacy. After thinking about it.
Sorry, Legacy. They're both pretty weird.
Legacy is less weird than Vintage.
I mean,
Yes,
like,
it's
name
the last
one other
thing.
format where, like,
Renegade Valor, Get Back.
like, I cannot think of very many things wherever, like, they just put weird, janky cards in because of True Name.
I mean, there's also no other formats where you can play True Name.
Commander. Cards batting
Highlander,
Commander.
yeah. No, you don't see us being like, oh no, I need to run my I don't know, Glimpse the Golden Sun. So I can kill True Name.
We see Scavengers here actually being really good because it gains life to put a counter on both creatures, so none of them die to Grim Lavamancer. Of note. We're gonna see Survival of the Fittest. Why not draw more pointed magic cards? Why don't you?
Well, I mean, technically they can also draw unpointed magic cards, but like
there's no fun in that.
Yeah, what's even the point?
If you're not drawing a GT or like a Price of Progress every single turn, where are you even playing Magic?
Let's see a Bellhaunt. She's gonna put a counter on something.
And then become a 5-drop, by the way.
Well, do you want a 5-drop or a 4-drop? That's the question.
Ditching the Forked Bolt seems like a good play.
Card did not seem quite good against toughness of 3. That's gonna become 4 and 4.
I don't know. You could be running that one black card that gives all instants and sorceries Death Touch.
Oh yes,
Pestilence
Spirit.
Spirit.
Yeah, you know that Canlander.
A card that doesn't have flying for some reason. How does this card not have flying?
Wait, what? It doesn't?
No, this card's basically unblockable because it has Menace and Death Touch, but like, why doesn't this have flying?
I have 100%.
Okay, why doesn't Basilica Bellhaunt have flying for that? For that point?
Yeah, how it's gonna haunt all these bales? Like, how it's gonna get to them?
Man, I forgot how Pestilence. How good
Oh, hey,
the art
we
on
showed
Pestilence
them
is.
worse.
What does this card even do?
It's very
Death Touch at
powerful,
the beginning of your
actually.
end step. If you gain to life, each opponent sacrifices a creature, I believe.
And you raise.
Oh, Oh, so it's like Crested Sunmare, but for sacking creatures.
Well, you also raise that. They suck, you raise that.
Oh.
If you get this
you
trigger
get
off...
that Crested Sunmare, and
Now,
boom.
there is a very interesting case that we had happen earlier in the season where where Bailite correctly did not target anything in his graveyard, because if he did, he would have lost.
Neat.
If he targeted something, you could have fizzled the sacking of the creature, because you could make it so there's no more legal targets for this spell, and then it would just not resolve. Because the opponent had I believe it was whatever the black instant is that I can't think of what it's
Dust.
Cling to Dust.
Yeah, basically it was this thing where if you don't target anything in your graveyard, then the trigger has no targets, and your opponent will have to sacrifice a creature no matter what. But if you do target a creature in your graveyard and it goes away, your opponent doesn't sacrifice anything.
And to be just to answer Gosmit's point here about Pestilent Spirit, did you see the artwork on that card? How does that card not have?
No,
I get it. It's not in the air.
I think that Pestilent Spirit is like looks less flying than other cards without flying that we have seen in the past.
That's true. Basilica Bellhaunt needs flying.
With that said, I think that this is it for this round. As far as I can tell. So let us go to round 3. But before we do that, I just want to give you a couple of reminderinos. We are playing today Canadian Highlander. Canadian Highlander is a sweet format where you can play 100 card singleton decks with no commander, and you can play some pretty spectacularly busted cards, but not all of the spectacularly busted cards, because there's a points list, and you can look at the explanation on the Canadian Highlander website. Exclamation point Canlander gets you there. If you type exclamation point website, you get to our website, which is neat. It will explain you who we are. You can also tap exclamation point 10p. That also explains us who we are. But what we are doing here is we have a weekly series of tournaments where we play Canadian Highlander, and the player who performed best during the season will get invited to a season final together with the winners of a couple of qualifier tournaments, which are also held on weekends on another time. In particular, I believe that the next qualifier will be held on the 18th of March. But if you want to be kept more abreast of that, you should sign up on the Canadian Highlander Discord, which is also a place where you should be at. It's what we use as a base for running this event. Also, past that, I just want to remind everybody that we are here bringing you a tournament every week, thanks in part to your generous contribution through subscriptions. They help a lot. They help keeping prizes for the players at the end of the season. They help with making sure that our everything is working. And especially if you have a Prime Gaming sub, you should 100% make sure it goes to somebody, because you're literally leaving value on the table. If not, even if it's anyone else, you should use it on anyone else. But if you choose to use it on us, we would be flattered. And again, we can definitely use the subscription money. Definitely, at the very least, better than whoever the new Amazon CEO is. They replaced Jeff Bezos. I don't know who the new person is.
You know, the CEO of Amazon does not just get all the profits of Amazon. That's not how companies.
I am pretty certain that is exactly how it works. Let's let's get this next round going, shall we?
Thanks for having me on. talk to you guys later.
Later, man. Alright, so we have Necro with a bye, and then we have at the top Evios versus Bailite, and then Blahguy versus Wolfgang is the other round.
We haven't seen Evios in a really long time. I'm down to watch Evios.
Alright, let's do it.
Unless Gosmit has some raging objection to this. Of which, if he does, I believe he's muted, and so I can't hear him.
I'm used to just muting my headset, but I figured I'll just mute as well there in Discord, just to be safe, just so I don't make any accidents. Yeah, smart choice. Definitely didn't mean I was muted, but I thought I wasn't.
I am mostly surprised that you try to make smart choices. We have kind of given up on
Marco, also remember to mute the 10th point coverage when you do the direct call with Evios.
I gotcha. So
also to the Twitch chat out there, it appears Gosmit has updated our 10p command, so you can actually use it now. It hasn't been updated since we were running Saturday turn.
It has not, in fact. I literally forgot it existed. Maybe we'll have to check terror commands that are out of date.
This hand looks quite bad from Evios.
And it looks quite good from Bailite, honestly.
Oh, Evios is back on the monster stack?
This hand looks a lot better from Evios.
Yeah, that's definitely a step up. You probably bottom one of the many free drops.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you go for.
Probably the...
I think Phoenix or Kitchen Finks.
The Finks is probably what I'm actually going towards. Knowing what a Bailite plays. Oh, it's a 5. Then you bottom both of those. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. I can actually see bottoming a Braid instead of a free drop as well.
That makes sense. I
Depending
did think the 3 drops were
if I'm on the
good
play,
because they were
I'm definitely keeping double free drop. I want the threats.
Because you have this Birds of Paradise, it's the 3 drops are actually a bit better than they would be without. Although Tyler's Tracker is a good 3 drop. Turns out.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a 3 drop that's a lot better if you can immediately play land afterwards, but you'll take what you can get.
It's a 3 drop that's a lot better when it's a 4 drop.
Yeah. Although even when it's a 4 drop, it's still a 3 drop because you can just play land and play a 1 drop afterwards.
Yeah, like it's not unreasonable turn 4 go cast Tyler's Tracker, play a land, crack a clue. Like that's a perfectly reasonable turn if you want to do that. And something we actually see here, like I think there was an argument due to the Tyler's Tracker for keeping the fetch land in hand, just playing the mana confluence and taking 1. However, the problem is, and it's twofold. One, you're taking additional point of damage, and you're not even certain to find the second land to cast the Tracker for the fetch. And secondly, which we see in Hand of Bailite actually right now, Opposition Agent, card new from Commander Legends. Second news, I suppose. Really a good incentive to not be too greedy with your fetch lands and try and crack them early so you don't get gotten by your opponent just saying, yeah, I'll grab that land from you. Thank you very much. Basically stifling you and still getting a land. So this is actually interesting because we could see fetch actually having unknowingly be better there for that reason. But
if you have opposition up next turn when they play the Tyler's Tracker and then they go when you play the fetch and then they crack the fetch and you're like, no, you get 1 clue. I guess you still get 1 clue, so it's not the end. Notably, though, I believe Opposition Agent is worded in such a way where you cannot force your opponent to search and then take what they search. So, for example, if this Assassin Trophy were to get cast, the opponent, Evios in this case, would still get a basic land. You would not steal that basic land.
I don't actually think that's completely true.
I
Yeah, no.
believe
Can we
the
get a
card is
little-
worded in a way where it's if an ability an opponent controls costs
Yeah,
them to search.
you cannot ability you control will still have it down.
Like Path to Exile and Assassin Trophy do not get stopped by opposition agent searching them. But we can pull it up exactly to get so.
Actually, I don't see that.
Yep, you are correct. It's not. I thought there was something in there with.
Yeah, no, I
wrong.
was sure about that.
But we see a Knight of Autumn instead come down, or Knight of the Valkyrie Star come down, which probably means Evios is just gonna put the Chakra in this fetch land this turn and gonna get it in under the idiot opposition agent.
But it was definitely an interesting choice choosing to play the Bunker Giant as the
We're
start.
actually gonna see the Braid here.
Ooh,
I don't know. I don't like
I think
the
that's a bit
Braid.
awkward on the mana here, like, honestly.
Like the Braid is really bad here because you don't develop your mana now because you want to keep it in hand. You don't develop any of your 3-drops that next turn you could have gone 3-drop and a Braid. Like the Braid
Possibly.
does
Not inherently, but possibly.
Yeah, but I mean, you're definitely not being able to cast 2 of these cards in your hand next turn, right? Like, I did not like that Braid at all.
Is that Soul? What card combos with Soulstone? Is it just there for life gain synergies?
Which
I
one?
mean, have you seen the amount of life gain he has in his deck? There's a
Yes,
Heliod in the deck. There's
yes,
a
I actually don't think there's an
Archangel Thune in the deck.
There's Archangel, there's Karlov, and
Heliod.
oh,
Yeah, there's Heliod. There is
either true, and whatever this card is called from
Anointed Healer.
there's
I
Crested
believe
Sunmare we saw earlier. There's the Witch of the Moors.
Oh, Crescent Summer is actually in the deck. I just heard you talk about it. I wasn't sure that was a card.
I think I thought that we were talking because it was in the deck. I like thinking that that's the case. I will check though.
Wow, this is a card that look. I might give people shit sometimes, and sometimes it's I'm just being very conservative in what I believe should be played. And sometimes I'm just,
Well, the opposition
you're
agent
actually playing garbage, and
completely
I'm gonna
wrecked
call you out
Evios
for
here.
it.
Crested Sunmare is
Because-
in the deck.
Because Evios is greedy, he's getting completely wrecked here.
I wouldn't go so far as calling it wrecked, but no, yeah, it's not looking good.
There was a Mox Jet that was cast, so
Yeah, that is an opposition agent being left up.
but you see a Mana Gorge Hydra down there, and that guy's
Ah, now your opposition agent will make my Hydra grow.
Yeah, Mana George.
I actually do like the fact that we didn't see Evios just crack the fetch there. Like, there's no real reason to.
I mean, to be fair, I would have liked to see him crack the fetch last turn on his turn.
Agreed.
Mana
Or
Gorge
at
Hydra.
least in response to the Mox Jet getting cast. Like when you see the Mox Jet get cast, you're like, okay, they have black mana now. I will crack it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've talked to, that No Man's mentioned multiple times. People just aren't used to it. And
Yeah.
to be fair, like,
Oh, now you better
thing
crack
about-
this. You have no excuse now if you do not crack this now.
yeah, you have to crack this. Like,
Speaking of
anything else
cards,
is kind of embarrassing.
Mana Gorge Hydra is
I'm
kind of
actually
like
surprised
speaking
the
of
agent come
cards.
down here, but
Speaking of weird cards that see vintage play, Mana Gorge Hydra is like a pillar of vintage and no other.
oh. Wait, that's these plays in vintage?
Yeah. It's
It's a
the
weird
go-to. It's the go-to threat for temple. It's one of the go-to threats for temple decks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The fact that you can accelerate it out on turn 1, you can like Lotus George go, or like Lotus George some stuff go, right? Like that is something you can do pretty
It
easily.
turns out when both players are playing with approximately 8 mana on turn 1, this card gets big fast.
We do see the souls here getting rid of aforementioned George, and then just slamming what Nerf? No, it doesn't look. It's not looking like a nerf.
Assassin trophy, get rid of
That
the
trophy, yeah, it's definitely reasonable.
tireless tracker, give yourself a land drop.
Yep. Might as well
Evios chooses
keep that
correctly,
point.
not the search.
I do wonder.
Lone missionary
There's a real
gain
chance
4
that
life.
you could go. I was going to say Bayou, but you can't get anything about basic land. Look, this is where I draw the line. Unless you're doing
Lone
this
missionary ain't good enough for you.
as
There's a lot of life, my dude.
Look, I just want to come in here for a week, pilot storm, and just laugh at all these people playing their anti-aggro cards.
Hey, maybe 1 week. You just take the week off and
We're taking a week off, and then we're just going ham.
punish
I'm just going.
everyone.
I'm using my entire budget building storm.
Didn't you already have Storm built?
Nope.
Oh no, you had Volt. Which, by the way, speaking of decks where I would love to, like, yeah, nice life, idiot. Just gonna... I'm just gonna take infinite turns. I'll get through your life eventually.
Also, by the way, Mark, I don't know if you realize this, but we haven't had Bailite's hand for 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I had not realized this. Otherwise, I would have fixed it.
Oh, is this an Ember Cleave?
Is it Believe O'Clock? Are we believing in the cleaving? That is an Ember Cleave.
Probably. I'm probably just casting this Cleave for 5 mana.
The time has come for believing.
Oh, especially if my opponent's trying to trade with opposition.
Boom, boom.
They do notably get their opposition agent back because it gets flying now, but I am dealing a lot of damage now.
So you liked opposition agent, so I present to you opposition agent with flying.
Luminous Broodmother is just not a reasonable.
Call in now. You'll get free flying with your opposition agent.
It's not a reasonable magic card, and for the paradigm of what we're doing now, it's not even good.
Oh, the double
Shriek Maw.
The double
Get back with.
Maw.
Oh, Shriekmo, get Shriekmo back with flying? That is so stupid.
Broodmother is completely unreasonable.
That is hot.
I'm down with this Broodmother being completely
I will say that, as a rule of thumb, you want to toss as your opponent before they cleave you, not after you have been cloven. But it worked out for Bailite that time.
Absolutely demolished.
What was this quote that you added that was like 2 of us?
It was the Tireless Trier conversation that we just had.
You do actually see a card here in Bailite's hand from Goldheim. I can't actually remember what it is called, because I'm not that good with these new names yet.
Which one?
The leftmost one. It is the 6-mana 6/6 flying trample Daemon.
Oh, is that Demon of what's his name? I thought it was a Shadow Spear.
No, what's his name? That is in fact the card name. Correct. Burning Rune Demon. Thank you, guy. Yeah, and it does on ETB, it lets you find 2 cards. Your opponent chooses one to put in your hand, another goes in a graveyard. So it's a great way to just set up some either like say animated or reanimation faction.
Expensive for 6 mana though.
This card sure costs 6 mana.
It indeed is very much a 6 mana card.
Though, to be fair, I think that Bailite was literally playing Gravebreaker Lamia, so you know.
That's 5 mana though.
I know, but
Bailite isn't playing this deck.
Wait, Bailite's playing Impressioned Officer? Okay, this has
gone too far. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Like, I was down with Lone Missionary. I'm like, this is fine. Like, I've played against Lone Missionary in Modern, and the card surprisingly does a lot. Impassioned Officer?
It's the Soul System. What do you want?
Aura, I believe. Actually,
It's Oracle.
Yeah, but it's worse.
I mean, he's playing Dark Souls. This card is basically the same as Dark Souls.
Dark Souls is better.
I know.
I'm assuming there's
Speaking
an
of
Auriok
Dark Souls,
champion in
by the way.
Daylights. Please tell me there's an Auriok champion in Daylights.
I'm assuming there's another champion I can check. Don't give me a second.
This is an unforgivable sin if there's an impassioned officer over an Oracle. Over an Auriok.
I mean, Auriok Champ is just too expensive.
I don't care. You don't play Impassioned Officer.
Just need to play the untapped land here instead of the Gleams here.
In Bailite's defense, there is no card in his list named Impassioned Officer. So he does have that going on.
Impassioned Orator. Whatever. This card is terrible. It's so bad I didn't know its name. Not like I don't know a lot of cards' names, but like...
Sure isn't any Auriok champions in Bailite's deck.
There's no Auriok champion!
I mean, Auriok Champ is
Guys,
the one.
I think we need to make an executive decision and switch off this game. Oh. That...
So I swear, these people just put cards in the deck just to trigger my optimization nature. Like,
Auriok
why are you
champion
playing
is arguably the
instead
best
of
Soul
Galactic Cross?
Sister.
You might get
Like,
draft.
if you're like, I'm playing a single Soul Sister, then I'm like, oh, you're probably playing Auriok champion.
Look, if I'm playing one, I'm playing Suture Priest. Easy.
I mean, there's an argument that Dark Souls also does some stuff, right? It's bigger and it also gains you life on death and it does like a number of other things.
Double wide.
Auriok champion never dies.
Yeah.
This card just doesn't know how to die. Like, have you tried to kill an Auriok champion? It just doesn't work.
That's in mono green.
Swords of Plowshares.
That's not killing it. That's exiling it.
I mean, fair.
Might as well.
we have now reached the anime Dead by Impassioned Orator portion of the game.
Listen here, you little
I hate
bastard.
this.
The worst part is it's the correct line of play. Oh boy. Yeah, Evios just keep hitting lands off the Chandra here, but still, you know, it's freaking Chandra.
Do
It'll
them
be
2
fine.
each time, I guess. You may as well. Well, I guess you do have some looting, so you don't want to play the small.
Yeah, I actually think it's perfectly reasonable to keep in the hand. That said, you also have bonus Enclave, which is a way to spend all that mana to draw some cards.
Yeah, but it's not even turned on. You need a creature with power 4 right now.
For some reason, I keep thinking it's power 3 or greater.
I'm pretty sure it's 4 greater, but I've been a long while today, and so I need
power
to.
4, but I feel like
What
for some
part-
reason that one's.
What's that do?
Founder's Enclave is 4 greater, right?
Yes, that would be accurate.
Yeah. Trying to think of how many of those.
Clear Greater
are
is
actually...
basically free. Like, come on. Like, everybody
Oh
has
God,
one
we
of those
might-
these days.
Demon. So I imagine we're just going to see the fetch into probably just set up a 4-drop here with Fiend Allison. By Orator.
How are you making
Brought back
four?
four.
Oh, yes, that could be a land in hand. Is how you make a 4-drop happen.
Like what happened?
No, I'm thinking, how do you make a 4-drop? You only have 4 mana, but there's a land in hand. Is how.
Step 1, play a land. Step 2, profit. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, wait, that's not how this meme works.
Step 2 is...
Okay. What is step 2 and 4 where both profit?
I'm confused now, but that's...
And he made dead on the Orator as a chat move. I suppose that is true. So we're probably gonna get like I imagine like you sacrifice the Orator here this time around, get up some sort of 4, and then even if you're like, oh no, I want the overtime play,
Once
well you can get it back. Then congratulations.
Once Orator is in play, once both cards are in play, Orator is literally strictly worse than Daxos. Daxos will gain life when your creatures die, Orator won't. Also, Daxos will probably have more toughness than, like, Daxos will always have at least 2 toughness, but can have more, Orator won't. Like, obviously, Daxos cost, it's more mana intensive, right? Cost quite wide, but... Okay, no Copter for you. That's a start.
So getting in here with currently a 2/3, it makes a lot of sense.
Daxos is a fine attack here.
Yeah. And like honestly, if they're willing to trade with both their Lavamancer and the Druid, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Chandra pluses and hits another land. Is Evios ever gonna hit another land off of this card?
Yeah, like usually this would be fine. Like sure, you're getting Bailites lower and lower. You're playing against someone who's playing a Lifegain tech, so the way you win isn't usually just by pinging them down slowly, because they will usually gain most of that, if not all of that, back at a reasonable rate.
Yeah, well, not everybody has an infinite supply of berserks and cleaves ready to chunk their lives off.
Just casual giant growth, berserk, team of outrage, you're dead.
Invigorate, you're dead.
Invigorate too, yeah, why not? Might as well.
Legacy All-Star Invigorate.
Yeah, so I'm curious here. If you're in a Bailite shoe here, now of course it depends on what you draw, but assuming you don't draw anything really relevant, like, I don't know, another 6 drop.
Let's assume that you draw Impassioned Orator.
I mean, well, then you're getting DQ'd for starters.
Yeah. But you know, a card of that caliber.
But no, yeah, what I'm trying to say here is that currently we can get back the Hierarch and the Orator here, which means suddenly, once again, we gain 2 life whenever she enters the battlefield. We gain suddenly 4 life. We do take 1 damage from the peatland, admittedly, so that's only +3, effectively. The other option is probably like play the land and play a 6 drop. You can play the land and get a 5 drop. Honestly, quite a lot of options here for next turn. I'm not really sure.
Like,
if there's enough time,
I guess that the Fiend Artisan is alone now, so you don't get to do the Fiend Artisan thing.
No, that's true. But you do have a 5/5 Fiend Artisan, which good luck getting through that.
I don't like playing the land is tough, right? Because like that requires like you have to take 3.
I think it's perfectly reasonable to like play the Lone Missionary, play the tap land, and then either pass and leaving up, or just.
So why? I have a question. What if you just cast the Aghanim's Awakening to get back Daxos and Noble Hierarch?
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, but I feel like getting 1 more mana, getting Knight might just be really freaking tempting.
Also, it is worth mentioning that if you do that, your Fiend Artisan goes back to being a 3/3, which, but still solid. If you do that, you end up gaining a little bit of life, which also cool.
Yeah, the problem with the Lone Missionary playing definitely is that you do end up like you spend 2 mana on that, at least you have 3 mana for if you really want to play your Academics untapped. But I don't really know if it's worth getting a generic 2-drop. Because like you have to tap the Fiend Artisan. Currently, I kind of like having Fiend Artisan. I guess you're only really up against a 2/1 and a.
I think that the Fiend Artisan will. Yeah, I disagree with these actually. I think I would tap the Fiend Artisan specifically to attack Chandra and get that thing out of my way forever.
Yeah, we're gonna need on time and get a free drop here. I'm curious what freeze they're on that they might want to get here. Possibly something like I was gonna say something that kills the Chandra because I feel like you have to kill the Chandra here.
I mean, Finks is never bad. Renegade Rally. Okay. That gets back the Doxos, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a nice value, but like, I feel like honestly, just think attacking and killing the Chandra here might have been better.
Yeah, like, cast Agadim's Awakening for Exihol 2, kill Chandra, go. Yeah.
Ooh, boy. That is a card.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit another land. Oh, we hit another land, who knew? That's actually a possibility. Oh, that's surprising. So I imagine we're killing the, like, I presume Daxes here. And then just slamming a Ravager. Makes the most sense here. Leaving up a Lavamancer or such. That seems kind of reasonable to try and draw some burn or whatever next turn. I could see an argument for not casting the Rebuke here.
Marco, loading's gonna drop, by the way.
Oh. Unfortunate, but...
Land, okay, that doesn't inherently... Like, it's not useless. You can get a 6-drop here instead of playing the 6-drop in hand, but like... I just imagine we're getting our big demon boy down here. I don't know what we're getting, actually. Like, this is the thing about tutors in this kind of format. It's hard to really, if we don't have the list, it's hard to know what people are getting because this can be usually quite varied. So that means we end up having to make a lot of guesswork, and with a list like this one, knowing exactly what people are playing is it's a challenge.
I can see what I can check the list if you're. I mean, if there's anything
if the same as last week, we might see a Grey Titan here, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Depending on how focused we are on playing on curve, we could play the creature here and try.
I do like how I spent like a few minutes like looking at Discord and answering some things in Discord. I come back and the board position's like the exact same as how I left it. Like I don't think anything has changed in the time I was on.
I mean, listen, I just Ravager.
There's a Ravager, there's a couple more lands, but like that's about it.
The dive totals might have changed, question mark? I don't actually know.
I don't think they have.
I am pretty sure Bailite is still at 8 life, exactly where we left him.
Like, I just found it funny that like I come back and the board state is pretty much the exact same as it was how I left it.
Is he gonna get Archangel of Thune? Is that where we're at? Oh, yeah, okay, that's fair. Plus, the Shrikmo actually also threatens to attack the Chandra because it cannot be blocked. Except, right, there is a Lava Man. So, you know.
So, Wolfgang, Busting, yep. You get another land here from Chandra. She seems quite good at this. She's hit what, like a remove spell and what, 4 to 5 lands at this point? Look, I don't know how to tell you, Evios, but we can't read that. As much as
I'll
we'd
see
like
if I
to.
can. No, it's not there anymore.
So I actually kind of find it funny the fact that we had this box in hand for like what 4 turns now. It feels like.
It's like, don't need it. Oh,
Yeah.
Legion Warbles. I didn't even see that one.
That's a pretty good top deck. Go down a bit and then just slam a Fractus and gain 5. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do. That'll do. Pick. That'll do.
Are we? Oh, I think we are finally at the Cast Demon part of the game. I'm assuming this is going at Chandra.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, definitely.
So he's
I'm
forced to
actually
either
sure like this is
let the
what
Chandra
I said.
die.
I really feel like Chandra should have been attacked early. Like there was a turn where you could have attacked Chandra, like
Yeah.
where the one was tapped out. And I really
Yeah.
feel like that was a great. That you let the Chandra die here. I honestly think you should be blocking with the Warboss here. I guess the Warboss does more damage immediately, which is an upside. Like it is currently 3 damage as opposed to the quote unquote 2 damage from Chandra.
This Warboss can't attack in though.
I mean, it can
Okay.
if you're willing to like put your opponent at 2. Well, sorry, 4. I think you block the 2, you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. No, mind, you can put them at 1.
Maybe this is me remembering Bailite's list from last week, but didn't he have a Sun Titan in his list last week?
I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised because I know there are some combos with Sun Titan, like
Sun Titan does not appear to be in his list.
yeah, some sort of sack out
No,
there.
never mind. I lied. Sun Titan is in his list.
Yep.
And Fiend Artisan also can just sack this Thragtusk to get like an item on him, right?
Yeah, you can get like.
Oh,
If you get
I
like.
am getting Karmic Guide, and then getting back to Thragtusk.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like,
I was thinking.
I don't think you can put your opponent at 2 and that be a reasonable way to try to win the
2-1.
game.
What is the D2-1 called again?
Which
that
one?
gains 4. No. The 2-mana 4. The 2-mana 2-1 that gives you 4 life.
Lone Missionary?
No missionary. Thank you. I'm thinking actually get Sun Titan, get Renegade ready, get
Well,
and then
he can't do that because he cracked.
why did we block a Goblin token instead of the war? Oh right, we're playing around the Lava Mancer. Right. Wise choice. Something that I clearly forgot for a second.
I'm not sure I agree about playing this Fauna Shaman. I'm just gaining 5 life by going crack Thragtusk for Karmic Guide, put Karmic Guide down to the field here. But
So what can we get? We can get a free drop currently. Like not getting anything just leaves us dead. Like you have to find something here or you're dead on board. They swing in, you have to block all of them. Some of that
they just
you.
Oh, they don't have enough cards. It was like you just untap and Lava Man you.
Yeah, that's not in the graveyard. So yeah, you have to find something here.
You can get a 2-drop
I think
here.
you're perfectly right in that probably stacking the Fractals gear is a more reasonable line of play. Depending on what you get, of course. There might be some scenario where Fawn Shamans makes more sense.
Well, you have find Sphinx, I guess.
Well, you have to find a 2-drop, right?
No, it's 3. It's 3.
Oh wait, did I miscount mana? I must have miscounted mana.
Look at this goddamn just Fiend isn't doing work. It's a goddamn 9/9.
Oh, Spike Feeder. Spike
Yeah,
Feeder
this
is
is
interesting.
like, okay, I'll go get another creature. Ooh. Are we going for the combo setup? I
mean, next turn you just have the combo, right?
Yeah,
Or are you missing the mana?
That's the thing. You're like this Spike
No,
Feeder.
you're short 1 mana, right? You're short 1 mana. Did you sack your land?
I think, so here's how you find.
Oh, you Fawn a Shaman. You can Fawn a Shaman. Changeable.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through this here.
Or
What
Heliod.
happens?
You can also get
Heliod
Heliod.
attack step, makes a 1/1 token. Assuming he attacks with everything but Lavamancer, that's 4 attackers. You take at least 1 damage from attackers. That puts you at 1. You then block the War Boss, the token, and the Paradise Druid, presumably, with the Spike Field surviving. But then you can only gain 2 life unless you sacrifice it before it dies. No, I don't think that does it, actually.
So I think if you're from Evios' perspective, you just attack with everything but the Grim Lavamancer here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have to block. They have to kill some amount of your creatures and put them in your graveyard.
And as soon as one of your creatures in the graveyard, suddenly activating Spike Feeder becomes a lot more difficult.
No, I mean I think a Spike Feeder will just the Spike. I think a Spike Feeder will just block and remove both counters. Is what will happen.
Yeah, I think that would be a reasonable choice. Block like the 2/2 token or something. Gain 4. It is not unreasonable. Yeah. Block the War Boss,
And the Karmic Guide for Thragtas Klein is still on the table because your token will survive.
If you gain 2 here, you actually can go to 1 and trade still. I think that's perfectly reasonable instead. That is definitely a better line of blocks than what we were suggesting. And you still keep the beast around. So that's pretty good. That gives you something to get like...
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, Karmic Guide on Titan with next
the
turn.
Lava Man can kill the beast. But then it's not shooting you. Oh, Entomb. Sorry, there's a small reanimation spell. Unearth. Unearth can unearth Lone Missionary? Unearth is 3 or less, right? So you can unearth the Renegade Rallier, which unearths the Lone Missionary.
Yeah, it's probably just like get back Knight and then get a 4-drop after that, maybe. That might be reasonable. You could also just unnerve and play the Slime here, get rid of like, I don't know, a land. Which, actually in retrospect, probably a bad decision. Because then you just feel the
Yeah, no, it's probably bad.
Trying to think if there's any 4-drop. Like, once again, you have the list and you can see it better than I can.
So I shipped you the list on the chat, but maybe it's too tiny.
In here instead. Interesting choice. I don't hate it. Man, I'm going. This is why we kept the Mox Emerald hand. The Mox Opal. I knew it.
We did it for a reason.
Definitely wasn't the Smuggler Sculpture initially. No.
It was the Mana Gorger.
Real reason all along.
Oh yeah.
The 5-hit plays. Though in all seriousness, there wasn't really a good reason to have really cast them. I guess
There was no reason to cast it, and if you lose it, it's fine. Like if your opponent draws an Inquisition or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Agreed. Like, it wasn't the end of the world. They weren't lacking too much for mana. Speaking of Noxus, by the way. Okay, I'm getting a 6-drop now. Mom, I want a 6-drop.
So you can get Sun Titan here.
Yeah, you could Sun Titan back your other guy. The
Man,
2 that gains for life.
Trample.
Lone Missionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in case you felt like you didn't have enough life. If somebody, let's say, felt that they didn't have enough life, they could take that line. Oh no, they are currently guiding back their Thragtusk finally, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they have to revive.
I just feel like Titan play is like it's one less life, but I just feel like you set up that much better bold state long term.
Sun Titan uses more mana this turn while you have them.
That too, yeah.
Is just a idiotic 6-drop that your opponent's like, I can never attack again for the rest of my life.
Oh, here's a
It's
Shriek Maw.
It real big.
Oh, they're just getting a Shriek Maw to kill the Mana Gorger Hydra, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, the Hydra was kind of in an awkward
no.
situation because, like, you have a creature with Death Touch. Also, what's the Hydra gonna do? Become bigger than this Fiend Artisan? Have you seen how huge this Fiend Artisan is?
I don't really like this line, but it's to be fair, I don't think there's many bad lines from Bailite necessarily. Power Rider is a card though.
Oh wait, no. Okay, so it wasn't lethal activating last turn. I was just trying to figure it out. For multiple reasons, admittedly.
I do think you probably should have. I guess you still need a card. Very good.
I think it was correct to probably Grim Llamamancer. I think what you were targeting was a more interesting question. Because I could see an argument for killing depending on like how many big dragons you play.
So the Karmic Guide will go away next turn. Fiend Artisan is sorcery speed, so you can't use it for materials.
I think if I'm in the usual shoes, my best line to victory currently is in the top left corner, and it's red.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is just slowly slipping into Team Bailite.
Yeah, Bailite.
The only Shriek Maw there is interesting. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, this Karmic Guide was never gonna survive until the draw step for next turn.
When the damage in play.
Notably, Bailite, if Bailite just draws a removal spell, so he just gets to attack with an 11. Or 12-12, my bad.
Well, he's gonna get to attack with an 11-11 regardless, because I don't think he's gonna activate this turn. He went to cast his Burning Grenade.
Oh, can this just find swords and path?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it can do that.
just find swords and path and be like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, this game's over now.
Suggested.
Fatal Push, I guess.
Sure.
Blood Chief's Thirst.
Soul Splash is just to like, yeah, you can gain the point of life of that goblin. Sure thing. I'll be kind.
Bailite does have a tendency of playing with his food, so like I'm surprised that he went for this and not for some obscene amount of additional value. But
what 2 cards did he get? We can't see.
Swords and Push.
Okay. Currently have an outstanding opportunity to wild Bailite in this natural environment.
Well, I mean, this certainly is. Oh, this is a certainly 7 mana removal spell, I guess.
That's one way to look at it. Yes, it's basically
Scour from existence in Canadian Highlander.
That's certainly a thing that just happened.
Confirmed burning.
Yeah, just the 12-12 attacking seems reasonable.
Shriek Maw or Necro, Soul or whatever. Nice 12-12. Finally got there with the 12-12. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, wait,
Was
that
that-
was game 2. Bailite won both of them.
Yeah,
Get
that was a
quite tough.
long game too. But yes.
And we're
Yeah.
actually just done. Yeah. Okay, no, never mind.
Was I'd be
I'm
surprised that.
assuming this is the last one.
Yeah.
Well-
That this is the last game. Spoilers.
You're just gonna go out on a limb, say that?
Yeah. I think I'm perfectly fine risking saying that was in fact the last game. Mostly because I checked and it was in fact the last game. Unless someone just put in like results and then
Just a
Kept
random
playing
result.
Someone just
which
put in
case
result.
how rude.
Well, we want to see if Bailite gets to
So we
to hold
can
on to
watch
the title.
Bailite again if you guys want to. If you feel like we've watched Bailite for 2 rounds now, and
Agreed.
only Bailite for 2 rounds, we could watch someone else. If you want to watch it.
Okay. Do we want
I'll
to
leave that
see?
up to you guys.
So I'm trying to Brahms. Have we featured Brahms today?
We have not seen any Brahms.
Who's
Brahms and
playing
Necro,
again?
in fact, are I believe the only players that have not been on screen the entire tournament.
Yes. I do believe Necro doesn't have hand cams.
Yeah,
though, so,
Necro does
like,
not have a hand cams, so just
On
putting
hand,
it
I
out.
wanna- On the other hand, I don't want to feature Bailite for the third time in a row.
Yeah, but I kinda want to feature Brahms, and it's a top match, so I'm kind of in for it.
I guess
And then we'll
Yeah.
try and see if we can get either Necro or someone else on quickly afterwards, perhaps. And then sacrifice it.
Please,
Yeah,
there is
okay.
no quickly when Bailite is involved, but
We could not pick this match. Yeah. Oh god. Do we actually know what Brahms is on this week?
I think
he
he's
does.
been playing Magic cards.
Ah, I see.
damn. I had the money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards this week,
Asian Red Mage.
or as I saw an ad for the other day, Digimon cards.
I'm just playing I put my king in defense position. Storm is at 2. And then I'll buy your house. I don't know. What is this weird mashup of random ass games? Oh god. But Red Mage, in all seriousness, what is Brahms playing today?
Okay,
Do we
you
know
will
the-
need to give me a Highlander, and then I will be able to tell you.
How dare you just not be ready right when I ask you? Like, you need to know what I'm thinking, Red Mage. This is just not good enough.
Brahms
be
appeared to be on
psychic.
medium green.
Ah, medium green. Burning Rune. Talk. Definitely the best card in your opening hand when you bump on 6 cards. I guess
Sorry,
maybe
my
if you have,
dad
like,
just
really fast-
literally came into my room being like, "Here, eat this apple," and that kind of frazzled me.
Hello, I have apple for you. What?
It's like
Apple.
like
Sure, if you're familiar with Dad, why are you awake? I'm making lightly fried fish fillets. But why? Do you want some lightly fried fish fillets? I don't know. Lightly fried fish fillets is one of those internet things that I'm just like, oh, classic. Oh, we have a survival here. Oh boy. Oh, this is a survival V-Hoof matchup, I see. Is Hoof where it is? Or will we Rex and destroy? We will have to see.
There's
Sylvan Library here. Interesting choice.
Sylvan Library over an elf.
Punish!
Maximum punished.
Absolutely. Now I'm curious, what is the cleanest go-to like combo kill do you think in Bailite's list with like survival here? Like if I'm just like going, I have a bunch of green mana. What am I tutoring up for?
I would imagine it's like Heliod and Spike Feeder or something like that.
Or like Ballista or something.
Heliod Ballista. I'm also really surprised at Brahms' keep. Like, you kept this hand without a turn 1 play on this deck. Seems wrong.
The slow start. And also, it technically isn't completely medium green because we're apparently splashing red for at least Rogue Far.
I'm pretty sure this is just Hoof at this point, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I think
that's probably no. Yeah, there's an Hoof in hand. This is Hoof. Like I think I just saw some green cans and was like, yeah, Brahms plays medium green all the time. This is Hoof, 100%.
Like I saw the Hoof, but I saw the Boreal Druid, the Priest, and the Rorthorn. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is just Hoof splashing red.
Yeah, Boreal Druid is the one that might have given it a bit away. I guess Priest actually also isn't really good enough because it's a 2-mana dark. You usually
Back
don't want to play
when the Eldrazi craze kind of exploded because they printed like Photon Seer and that stuff. People would put Boreal Druid in like Bug Eldrazi because it tapped for colorless, so it can cast your Thought Not Seer.
People played like Battle Eldrazi in Modern for a good while. I feel like that was a Battle Eldrazi deck, like playing like
Well, I mean, there isn't right now, but Orator back at it again.
Oh boy.
Is Bailite just playing every single creature that reads when a creature enters a battlefield gain 1 life other than Oriok Champion?
I believe so, yes.
What?
Well,
what
is he playing Essence Warden? I don't think he's playing Essence Warden. I didn't see that. I'll check.
Look at his hand. Look at Bailite's hand right now.
Oh, there's literally an Essence Warden in hand. Okay, never mind.
The ultimate epiphany of like Bailite is that when Bailite's playing an infinite combo, like the vast majority of the many infinite combos in his deck, the end result is gaining infinite life, not killing your opponent. That is the epitome of Bailite.
By the way, if I'm Bailite and I draw a land here, my next turn, I am 100% finding Crested Sunmare here, and my next turn is Essence Warden Crested Sunmare. Here's a 5/5 Indestructible Horse. Go. Oh wait, Crested Sunmare is 5 mana, not 4. Never mind.
Yeah.
So currently, opponent has 4/6 mana.
Oh, there's the Crested Sunmare.
Well, apparently I was wrong. Oh, Ewit. What did we get?
You would get back a fetch land, probably. Although I don't see a fetch land in the graveyard.
So that's perfectly fair. Oh, there isn't actually in the graveyard. Get back Faithful Push?
Boreal Druid, I guess? Yeah.
Okay. That was
Ooh, Mana Vault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
there.
7,
Wait.
8. So next turn you get to cast a Hoof.
Wait. Are we just wait? Oh no.
Well, Hoof is not the most.
No. Tooth and nail. No. I mean,
You're just gonna cast a Rorthor here, but you could cast if you didn't play Mana Vault this turn. You could have cast Hoof next turn.
Just do both.
I would have just played the Kitchen Finks and then Hoofed next turn would have probably been my plan.
And with 1 more land, you get to both Hoof and Tooth and Nail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess Nail and into Hoof, rather. Don't really know how much I like getting that Ewit there. I'm not sure if Bailite has any real good ways of getting mana. Cause I do like the choice of getting some better mana there. Like you are.
Yeah, your mana is really awkward. This turn though, you get to play 3 creatures.
I know
you play Witness,
honestly,
the Impassioned Officer or Orator, and then the Stitcher Supplier. You can play all of them.
I am probably actually chucking one to find my Shriekmaw here. Because Shriekmaw is a way to clear this Rorik Thar without taking 6 damage off of it.
I want to like, get Shriekmaw, kill the Rorik Thar, attack for 2, Skull Clan presumably. Maybe play the maybe if you really want to play these Stitchers, if you really want to do that, is an option as well.
Yeah, I'm playing this.
Or the
Supply. Why not?
But yeah, I think getting Shriekmaw or something here is probably a pretty good go-to. Turns out 6 mana, 6/6 Vigilance Reach boy is pretty big.
Yeah.
But it also just locks all of your creature spells, right? That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't think Bailite's playing that many non-creatures, honestly.
He literally has 2 non-creature spells onto the battlefield right now.
Yeah, and he has none in hand currently, notably.
I mean, he is a survival of the fittest deck, so there is only so much you can play in terms of non-creature spells, but...
But no, regardless, I think you're killing the Rogue Fire here. Yeah. Card is just too scary.
Now you even get to attack Garrick here. I did not like the last
No,
I didn't like the last play of using Mana Vault to cast Rogue Thar. I really liked casting Cradlehoof next turn.
I mean, Cradlehoof with 1 creature in play is not an impressive.
We would have had a Kitchen Finks as well.
Yeah, I think the argument from from Santi is play Kitchen.
So you would have 3 creatures, which is 9 damage just from Cradlehoof, right?
If you do find a land, that is just straight up. You can actually not even that. You can just literally slam. I can't remember. Cradlehoof doesn't give haste to creatures, correct?
No.
It just has haste.
Yeah, we're just gonna try and get some lands.
I guess you get to play Kitchen Finks as well now this turn. This is fine.
To be fair, there is an argument that your mana this turn is best spent just untapping Vault so that next turn you can do something stupid. But
no, that is true, but I do think you need to get creatures on the battlefield.
Isn't it 4 free mana to untap the Vault? It's 4, right?
It's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the mana to do not Ox.
Well, hey,
you have the mana because you can plus Garrick, but I feel like you do want to. I feel like this turn it's correct to do that. Of just
if it's not Mana Vault, does Upkeep? Which one is it then?
Mana Vault is Upkeep.
Mana Vault is Upkeep and Draw Step. I think it has the trigger. It deals damage to you on Draw Step, but it allows you to untap it on Upkeep, and then it checks on Draw Step if it's tapped. It deals damage. I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that then you can't Garrick. You only have 3 lands to play. You don't have enough to untap Mana Vault, whether you want to or not. And I do like the Ram Nav here.
Lurrus is a good card here. I imagine.
Some mana.
What does Lurrus do? Lurrus Fiend Artisan? Lurrus Teacher Supplier? You could actually just go right now, land.
And then cast them afterwards.
You'd go like land the Lurrus Teacher Supplier right now if you wanted to. Okay, Essence Warden is interesting. I don't know if like dangling the Lurrus. Okay.
Back in pet.
Yes, okay. No. Charming Prince for Eternal Witness for push the Ramon up.
They didn't leave push up. Also, I don't think they had an extra mana.
Or maybe we're getting.
Well, they have Wasteland up, so clearly they could.
So
no, I mean they didn't have the extra black mana.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They could have
actually. And then why?
Yes, they did.
So
all of their lands tap for black except for Wasteland. They would have 100% that.
Yeah.
Yes, but my point is they didn't. They specifically tapped so they can't get pushed.
Yeah, because they didn't, but they could have.
Yeah.
So I think
they just get back a Gaia's Cradle to make it.
Then we might as well, I don't know, play. We can't play Cradle because we chose to play the Waste. But we could have played the Cradle here and try and set up some sort of thing next turn. I'm not sure what.
I do generally speaking recommend against Wasteland in your opponent with Dragon of Excavator in play. That's not the best play in the board.
This turn it was a bit fine though. Surprisingly.
It's basically
because
an
you stop them from untapping
this.
Bolt.
we boomerang the Tiger.
Yeah.
At the price of our own land drop. The value.
I think you attack with. You're definitely attacking with those two.
Well,
I will say I do like Brahms' deck in this matchup more than I've liked others like Evios's, because in general Brahms' deck is trying to deal a crap ton of damage in one turn, which makes the incremental life gain that you're doing to survive a lot less effective.
Cradlehoof will kill you just as well from 40 life as it would from 20. It just does not care.
It's
usually, yeah, but there are some scenarios.
Like we saw with like Evios, right? Like Bailite was gaining.
It's horse time,
and that was
we did it. It's horse o'clock.
But
playing the horse.
Oh god, it is.
But yeah, we saw with like Evios, right? Like against the Evios game, Bailite would gain like an average of 3 life a turn or something like that, and that was just too much for Evios to overcome. But Brahms will just kill you at some point and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna deal 30 damage in one turn instead of, 5 each turn."
It is worth mentioning also, if you manage to gain life during your opponent's turn, that Sunmerk checks each end step. It doesn't just check yours.
Yeah. And you know what's a good way to gain life during your opponent's turn? Eternal Witness.
Essence Ward. Eternal Witness?
Essence Warden, yes. They're both on the battlefield. They're
both
not out. For some reason, Eternal Witness still shocks me that it's human and not out.
Like here Brahms opted not to attack. Before, if they attack, they can trade for the Things come back, gains Bailite alive, and then they make another horse.
So we get to see Palace Jailer here for Kitchen Finks.
I think
is that enough to keep him alive? I guess you could. Yeah, Palace Jailer for Kitchen Finks is your best option here.
I mean,
right?
you also just have to have survival here, but like I don't believe you know about the Cradlehoof or the.
You don't know about the Cradlehoof or the Tooth and Nail, but the Tooth and Nail represents Cradlehoof plus like another hoof, right? Like it represents hoof plus the and race forerunners.
Something else from your library to play.
Or a hoof plus like Hornet Queen, right? Where you're like, well, here's this hoof, and here's +5/+5 for this hoof.
Is hoof plus Hornet Queen more, or is hoof plus Enraged Forerunners more?
It depends on how many creatures you have.
Here.
If you don't have many, the Hornet Queen is more.
So we have like freaking 11 mana currently, possibly even more depending on how we play
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I try to see Essence Warden in if we can survival into something here that wins, because I feel like we should be able to. Look, if I'm playing survival and I can't win with 11 mana and 2 creatures in hand.
Yeah, I mean that's also fair. It feels like
Am I?
As much as Hoof will deal a lot of damage, but it won't deal infinite damage. So, like, if Bailite goes to 1,020 life, that's enough.
Yeah, like, we can get actual infinite life here.
Like, you have to imagine that that's the thing that Bailite is capable of doing.
You can do Spike Feeder Heal God, maybe. That's just the easy one.
Or just, like, again, Ballista might be a thing, right? You just get Heliod Ballista and that's enough.
Graveyard. So you have to get a way to get back Heliod, and E-Win is in Graveyard. That becomes too expensive.
So you have to get back Heliod from Graveyard. That's hard to do.
Apple?
Can you get Sun Titan? Do you have enough mana to Sun Titan and do all this?
Yeah, but the problem with that is that is 7 mana. So Heliod, you'd have 4 mana left.
You have 10 mana. That's the amount of mana that you have. Maybe more if you cast a creature before you tap your Cradle. But like you probably have up to 11 mana, something like that.
Yeah, you're right. It's only 10. I mean,
like survival can only get creatures back from Graveyard.
You've gotten Archangel Foon, and you've gotten the Apple.
Can you equip Skull Clamp to Eternal Essence Warden to kill your Essence Warden to get Renegade Valor to get back Heliod?
Renegade Valor CMC 2 or less.
Oh, it's 2 or less? Okay. I didn't remember if it was 2 or less.
Look, I'm just saying you could have had an infinite power, infinite life here and just won the game. That's all
How?
I'm-
With
Archangel Foon and what? Oh yeah, you can also just get that.
Yeah,
Archangel
there you go.
Foon gains you like possible counters whenever it triggers, and then having the what is it called? The one green the
Yeah,
not
the
spike.
spike feeder. Yeah, I think that he's just going for that. He's just going to Karmic Guide the Heliod back and then get get and cast spike feeder, and that's and
I
that's
think we're getting right here maybe, or what are we getting here?
You can just get spike feeder, and that's enough. That's lethal. I mean, it's lethal. You just gain infinite life, and then you'll win at some point. By I don't know, making 20 horses or whatever.
That's what I was trying to say. If you did this before attacking, and specifically with Archangel, then you would have had actual infinite power on each of your creatures, and you could
Yeah, but
swing
he
in.
didn't have the mana to also has the Archangel. He went kind of even, so...
Yes, he did. He could have easily done so for attacking.
I
don't see why
think
he
that
shouldn't.
the most he could have used is 11 mana with more careful sequences.
but it's 10 mana, right?
And
Yeah, it's
here
10
he is at 10.
It's
He spent 10. You needed 2
5,
extra mana. I don't think you had the extra mana.
oh,
to
you need
also
2 mana to activate. No,
This-
because you have because you have the Essence Warden, you automatically gain life, right?
True, that's true. Yeah. It doesn't cost mana to activate the spike feed as well.
Pull up Spike Feeder, Marco.
Spike Feeder is free to activate to gain life. You only cost you only.
Yeah, so if you could just gain life, and then that would put a counter on it, right? With Spike Feeder and Archangel.
So that was actually a win there. Of course, you could play around some interaction or something, but I feel like
Although
your
this-
opponent has interaction
I
point
mean,
in the whole stack.
to be
But
fair,
Archangel
your
isn't
opponent
actually
won't
lethal,
kill you
right?
from infinite life with the hoof deck,
No,
so you win
yeah.
regardless. But
Agreed. Like this was just like
Going
Fine.
back to it, I think the key turn was when Brahms chose to play Vorkthor when he should have just set up for Cradlehoof the next turn. And it just
Debatable,
turned
yeah.
out that was.
I'm not sure Cradlehoof would honestly been good enough the following turn either.
It probably would have, because it was 9 damage from the Cradlehoof plus 5 from the Cradlehoof, so that's 14, or so that's 13 plus another 3 plus another 3, so that's 6, so that's 20 damage. And Bailite was at like 14, right? I think it would have been good enough.
If I may, I will have to say that so far, Bailite is like 3 out of 3 in games where he has drawn Impassioned Orator. Just putting it out there.
Okay.
Every game that he has drawn Impassioned Orator, he has won it.
I'm also going to
Just
just
good.
critique Brahms here. Or no, never mind. Brahms made it.
Correlation does not mean causation.
There appears to be another one here, and we'll see if Brahms goes 4-4 or Bailite goes 4-4 since Bailite drew it again.
Oh, there you
does
go.
not
Hero of the Night,
causation.
Impassioned Orator.
5.
Deny. Look, I can put Battle Wizard in my 100 card deck, and just because I'm winning with it in hand does not mean it's good.
No, but he hasn't just won with it in hand. He's cast it. It's done things.
No life was gained this turn, so it's not that great.
Is in bronze position here, because by not playing the wall here means you don't necessarily have your 6-drop here. Okay,
That's
yeah,
a
okay.
good Garrett.
Okay, I think we just play the Garrick here and the wall, and then just set up for Hoof next turn. Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty. Garrick, play wall.
feelings mad or something. I don't know.
Next turn you get the Hoof. Although, do you have enough creatures to actually win with Hoof? You probably.
5, 6. You have 4 attackers.
But you
all
know,
of
you
which get-
have to tap. You have to tap them to cast it, right?
No,
Yeah,
you don't
but,
hoof.
so
you overrun with Garrick. Garrick can ultimate.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Hoof is more damage.
But
yeah,
if you have
you don't need more damage. You need just enough time to heal them. I think the ultimate is like sufficient here.
4 plus 5 plus 5, that's 10,
I mean,
15, 19.
with
It's
that,
only 19 damage. You
only
only
attack
have
with-
19 damage with them.
You can't attack
That's
with the
not
ult.
enough. You don't have enough with them.
So it's 7 in play, plus the additional 12, that's 19.
Yeah,
And if
it's
they
not
block
enough
with like
at all.
anything more than State of Wayfinder, they're not dead. If you get Hoof, that is 3 mana from in play, Overgrown, Finned Horn, and then 2 more. Oh, right, I miscalculated. For some reason, I thought Hoof was 7 mana. Don't ask me why.
Like, you have to sack the wolf token here, which I guess is fine, but you have to do it. So you can cast Hoof. But then that means that by sacking the
Yeah, no, I don't. I think
you only have 2 attackers, but they each get +5/+5.
Yeah, no, we probably don't go for Hoof here. It's probably not. Okay, that is interesting. So can we even cast that? No, yes, we can. Then we can get. Is it any
So
combination?
here's what I want to do. I want to just not cast something, flip my Huntmaster, and kill this witch. Which
It's any combination, yeah.
How do you kill the witch? Feel free to explain how you kill the witch in that manner.
Doesn't Huntmaster fate when it flips?
No, it deals 2 damage.
One? It's a different one. Which one fates when it? What's the werewolf that fates when it flips?
Isn't it Ulrich or whatever?
I don't know. But you know who does know? Scryfall.
In that case, Zendikos is probably fine.
So
what's Zendikos? +1, it's at X mana, where X is the number of...
Thinking of or Ulrich? Which I imagine is
Ulrich.
that.
Okay, that's what I thought. There's also Daybreak Ranger, but you know.
Yeah, we just slam our 6 mana boy. Interesting. Would you rather tap your 2 creatures and make a token here, or keep a plus to Carrick?
They still appear to be casting Summoner's Pact.
Wait, what 7-drop are we going for here?
I mean, you can still
Dragon Lord
you can still get
Authority. That's how you heal the witch.
That's actually a pretty good choice, yeah. Dragon Lord.
It's also an 8/8 Champler.
The Grease of me just wants to like just set up a board state that goes wide and then like try and hope next turn, like call that good. But this is definitely the safe play.
Yeah, this play is pretty good. This play is fairly good. There's an argument you should just wolf.
Like, what's your go-to free drops for like Woodlands?
You had Woodland Bellower for Fierce Empath for Hoof if you want to.
You could also instead of getting the Dragon Lord there, you could have just Woodland Bellower instead, and then get something, and then sack whatever the something is, and then next turn you could Summoner's Pact, and that should have been enough because you would have Zendikos to take add the mana and wouldn't have to tap all the creatures.
So depending on what Bailite does, these Woodland Bellower might have a bad time, but you know. I don't
think Bailite can afford to hold up Op Agent here.
Yeah, I agree with you. We'll see some.
I think you have to play creatures.
You want to know what was incredibly rude? Opposition agent in response to Summoning Pact, like, yeah, I'll take your creature and you will have to pay for it.
Yeah, I found that Op Agent is generally pretty good against Huff.
No, here's the Witch back. Also, I gained life this turn, so you know, F you.
Oh no, my
you sack your Huntmaster now?
Oh, the horrors. Wait, no, I'm probably just a fine now.
I'm probably because this turn you have to pay for Pact anyway.
Yeah, they sacked the Overgrown Battlements. I guess that's fine. I kind of still like my mana. Do
we have lethal with just like making a haste boy and then probably don't.
Nissa, you make a lot of mana.
Oh, hello, Nissa.
Well, starting next turn, but you know. No, actually, Xenagos can make some idiots. No, Xenagos can only cast creatures, I'm pretty sure.
So
No,
we
Xenagos
could-
can just cast anything.
Then it goes, that's not enough.
So Zendigos can
Xenagos can plus to make
add
4 mana, and then the other guy
past
can...
the Nissa. The Nissa can
Yeah, you can also 1 minute and untap 2
Nissa
Garrett.
can plus to untap one of your lands. Then Garrick can tap to untap your other 2 lands, and then you can play your Woodland Bellward.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about
All
the.
this turn.
I literally forgot about Nissa actually, doing something herself.
Yeah, the Mana Flare.
Oh, is this
effect.
just lethal?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was considering. If that's just.
No,
haha,
this
you
isn't
did.
lethal.
This
don't
is
worry.
26
It
damage.
Oh, wait, there was an overrun. Never mind. This could be lethal.
Yeah.
This is
One.
actually off by 1, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
I'm getting.
it
as well.
cost Bailite his whole board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Bailite does go to 1. Like, this isn't lethal.
This is Beta going to 1 after chump blocking with everything. Like, you can't even trade here.
I mean, you could. You could just
Actually,
put...
no, you can. You
You
trade
just put
with
all your
you trade
3
with
You
creatures.
put a
in.
1/1 and a 3/4 in front of a 5/4. Like, that's all you do.
Yeah. Like, you could kill one thing.
Yeah, you can get Paradise Druid and
And
that's
something else had Death Touch, so it was like.
So,
Oh
Beta,
yeah,
how
the
you
Witch
win
had Death Touch, you're right.
But yeah.
Good
So
point.
yeah, you could take this line where you put Bailite at 1 without a board and be like, hey, figure out.
So you Savine
Or you could have done the.
it.
Or you could have done the cool line where you get Woodland Beller and Nissa out on. I'm just saying.
So you could
That's awesome.
Savine's Wreck here for the animate that to get the Witch back, and the other
You
thing.
don't have mana to Savine's back. Do you?
Yeah, it's 5 mana
6
to
mana,
flash
right?
it back. I'm pretty sure it's 5, right?
Well, you don't have 5 mana anyway.
Well,
Flash
no,
it
because you tap your Agadim to do a thing, but...
No, didn't you have to? Didn't he play the Agathon this turn, or was it just?
No,
I don't know.
Agadim had been in play. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
was gonna
Brahms
play-
wins. We're probably gonna go to a game 3 now.
Correct. That was definitely a game of Baelite had a slow hand and Hope can just kill you. That is one of the things with Baelite's deck. Like, it's a deck that plays a lot of cards that don't inherently interact with the opponent like directly. Like a lot of these, like Essence Warden, are just 1/1s that if you don't have synergy, if you don't get to use synergy with them, they're 1/1s.
I mean,
And
it's pretty
there are
rare to
pro-
get 2 Witch of the Moors trigger and not win that game. Like, that is...
I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
To
this
be
feels
fair,
like,
I always felt like Bailite was on the back end of that game. Like I was always just like looking at Brahms being like, okay, go off this turn. Maybe not move slightly. Like
flying.
Sorry? Cosmic, what were you saying?
I mean, the thing is, in this matchup, if you ask me, Brahms is just gonna consistently kill Baelite faster. But if we're talking about straight up combat damage here, I think the way Baelite is gonna consistently win is by comboing off, most likely.
yeah, I actually just think this matchup is
You won't
favored for
punish
Brahms.
You
Like
don't.
I
due to
think
the way
this is one of.
deck, you don't have enough answers to kill off all of their powerful threats. So you're looking at trying to raise them in some sort of manner, and they can just deal a shite ton of damage out of nowhere.
Like in this matchup, I feel like Brahms is just it's just a favorite. Like Brahms is faster in going off and winning. Bailite isn't playing as much interaction as he would play. And his interaction is slightly slower. And as long as Brahms, like the game 1, Brahms kept a slightly unreasonable hand that didn't have a 1-drop.
Lifegain combo in hand.
Also, we were muted again, just so you know. So now we can hear us. Now we can hear us.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I am actually favoring Bailite in this game because of your yada.
Bailite is literally a land of winning the game, as far as I can see.
I mean, you're 2 turns off, maybe even 3. No, you're just 2 turns off.
No, you play the he did here, then you untap, magically draw a land because you're a god, and then you get a Spike Feeder. And you win effectively. The end. Because I'm gonna be honest with you here. I'm not seeing. I can't think of any card in Brahms' deck that either helps him with winning against a deck that's playing greens on Zenith, or which means you're never decking out. I guess Rogue Fire, but like, yeah, I guess
no, you have
Rogue
infinite
Fire.
life. You can't get killed by Rogue Fire.
I guess Brahms can play his own green sun, but then they're both with Rogue Fire in play. I don't really see how you win. You might tie it up at best, I imagine.
I mean,
If Brahms
MTGO
was
chess
playing
clock
white-
is how that game gets resolved.
If
Yeah,
Brahms was
he's
playing white, then
Sure.
Brahms could be playing his own infinite life combo.
Yeah, I mean, he could be playing a lot of things. I'm just saying what he's likely to play.
Well, a land was not drawn, so we just play Soul Pendant here.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Mostly because I don't really care to play the rest. And then swing in with
Since we can't play the rest.
Lifelink,
Just
no
like-
missionary, make them trade if they want to keep the character alive. And then turn my.
I don't like this keep from Brahms, though. I think it was a mold to something, I imagine. But I don't like this keep. In this matchup, you just want to try to get Hull for another big idiot out as soon as possible, and this hand doesn't do that.
Zaladon? Do we actually know how many mulligans that was?
Oh, I hadn't checked.
We can talk-
Give me a second.
I'm not a big fan of that line of play there. Why not play that first and give it lifelink? Like, really? You're not doing anything else unless you really want to green cells in for a 2-drop, in which case fair enough. But then you end up playing the 1-drop afterwards, and you could just as well have given lifelink, made your soul set in the 2/2, and just like, you know.
What
been
are you
happy.
finding here, though, Brahms?
Good question. Isn't it less mana cost? No, it's literally any creature.
No, it's any creature, which is why one of the reasons it's very good is it finds your
And,
Cradlehoof.
well, I was thinking, I'm thinking of it as a birthing part, which it isn't.
Brahms put 2 cards, so it was a mold of 5.
Yeah,
so I
Brahms
guess
was
on
a
a mold
mold
of
of 5.
5, you kind of have to
That's
keep this.
reasonable then.
This hand's
Come on,
fine
easy
for a mold of
enough.
5.
Game. Effectively. It's not technically over. There might be reasons why it isn't, but
Death Ray Shaman, okay.
that is land question mark. The question marks are very important, by the way.
You can put the +1/+1 counter on your Death Ray Shaman. I would have put it on the Death Ray Shaman.
Soul
which is
here.
better.
It's only your instant. Yeah, I was just making sure the win boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm honestly fine with swinging in here and saying, "Yeah, want to trade, boy? I want to
My
trade."
my days of standard have told me that you always put the +1/+1 counters on your
Actual
most
order.
important creatures, because then it can't get killed by Heartless Art. That is the specific interaction.
All I know is that we put Elemental Spin Bucked on MTGO at some point. I'm not sure how that's relevant, but I know that.
Good.
So this game's over.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, Death Ray just exiles a land to find like
Yeah,
either
that
of
had can tap
them.
for mana. It's the 4th mana that we needed. And / or deserved.
Yeah. The real question is, if we draw land, do we just get Archangel Foon instead? And I suppose we do. Wait, no, that doesn't actually work. Never
No,
mind.
it doesn't.
No,
you
you
need
just
6
get-
mana to get Archangel.
Switch. Is there anything that can replace the Spike Feeder? I can't really think of a card.
Walking Ballista.
I mean,
Is that true? But I'm not gonna recommend
a
getting.
Walking Ballista doesn't work with Green Sun Zenith, so
there's
don't do it.
Finks and the Sack outlet. Is
Like-
how he can do that.
True. That's actually a good point. That's a combo too.
Green Sun's here.
Check
Just
on this, by the way.
Also, just gonna point out before Bailite goes in life, he is at 37.
Yes,
Yeah.
also that.
A perfectly reasonable amount of life.
Just like God.
Just thought I
What?
would point that. Wait,
What are you doing?
Bailite.
Bailite,
Bailite, do you
you had
not see it? Does he
one.
not see it?
Do you not see the way? Look, all I want to see now is Bailite get punished for this land.
You just gained 2 life.
I don't know how, but I want to see it.
I mean, in theory, if natural order can't be drawn, but like I'm trying to think of something else that can be drawn.
So we have 5 mana currently, 6 mana with our elf. So yeah.
If you're able to just put in a Cradlehoof, like you could still win the game.
Oh wait, oh, Scavenging Ooze, I guess, is technically a reason. But you could at least force them to try and exile the land respawn.
Oh
Is a reason for
yeah,
what?
I guess
Uh-oh.
that Brahms could have always
They-
could have chosen not to allow that.
Yeah,
for
I
mana.
that's
think
fair.
that's a bit reasonable. Like, do you really want to pay a mana to stop me from having a mana? Because I have a perfectly fine.
I think you
Because I
go
have
for it at the
38 life.
That's literally just saying you have to exile land or lose. The end. Ah,
Vivian
yes,
Reed
good old
destroys, doesn't exile, right?
sure does.
You get to play Vivian here.
I'm trying to think. Is there any way we can get like a way to remove the counters on Darkness here by using Grixis minus? We can
The
get
counters
some,
on what?
maybe.
There's no way that Vampire Hexmage is in Brahms deck.
Oh no, we're not playing Vampire Hexmage. Dear God,
That-
no.
That's
Trying
the
to think,
way
what
you do it, though.
We're gonna sack a creature. What are we finding? Dragon
Oh,
Lord.
Dragon Lord Atarka
This is
This
kills
Not-
exactly Death Red Shaman, I guess.
not even because you just put the counter on.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
They did. Oh well, they didn't target it anyway. But
Yeah.
now you just have
probably.
lethal.
Like, please.
Now there's just lethal
Baby,
with
because
death, right?
at least don't. Please go for this turn.
Well,
Please.
now they can top the Death Red with impunity, right? So now they are allowed
Yeah.
to.
So like last turn, instead of doing the Dragon Lord, or this turn instead of doing Dragon Lord, you could cast Vivian, hold up 2 activations of Scooze.
Look at these huge 1-drops though. Look at them.
Those are some delightfully swole 1-drops. I will say that much.
Adding a mana.
So
What do you got?
Bailite was good to not do it, although I think he probably still should have tried for it. Like I don't think there was that much harm in trying.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no,
think that
There's a
there's
good chance your
literally.
opponent just lets you do
You're
it.
a creature, that's it. But you have such big creatures already that like I don't think your opponent's likely going to be attacking, and you're like
And
37.
that's it.
Yeah, game has ended.
Yeah.
Like when you
All right,
play
we are back
Survival
live.
and
We
you
did
had
it.
Filion and
Oh, we're back to live.
like any other
Yeah, we're
creature
back
that
live.
gains
Let's do
life.
the thing.
Oh, we're live again?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I already actually written we were done.
Yeah,
well,
I figured
okay.
that we'd go.
So-
we'd actually do things the way that we're supposed to. I just didn't realize we were
Yeah.
live before.
Bailite is here. He went 4-0. Congrats to Bailite. I don't know. I think we saw the end of the last game, but Bailite got infinite mana and then brought.
It ended like
in case you
literally
missed
as the game did.
Yeah. I
Um,
think that the stream
and,
literally died when I
Mhm.
when I went back to the booth after the end of the
Yeah.
game. I think that's when it
So-
happened.
let's just do a end of tournament stuff. We have a Discord. If you're interested in joining the Discord and learning more about Canadian Highlander, please join the Discord. We have a lot. If you have any questions, people on there are really nice. They help you with decks. There's many different things. Join the Discord. It's awesome. We have a website. Our website has many things, including our rules, tournament results, all of this fun stuff. If you're interested in the 10th point tournament at all, that is pretty good. Next event. Apparently, I don't know how to spell website either, but we can ignore that. Next event, we have our next event up and posted. I will yell at people who will make sure that it's actually posted on Discord as well at this time. But you can sign up for the next event. If, as always, if you have a Twitch Prime or Twitch Gaming, whatever it's called anymore, it should be used on someone. We would greatly appreciate it and would love it if it was used on us. But if it's not, we understand. It should go to someone at the very least. Amazon does not need the money as much as you do, or as much as whoever you give it to does. So make sure that it goes to someone. With that, I think we have. Do we have any other closing remarks we need, Red Mage?
I think it about sums it up. I do want to give a very brief shout out to the fact that previous host of the 10th point, Arturian Legacy, is streaming right now, so we're gonna go raid him and say hi.
Absolutely.
And outside of that, I think we'll be done. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be talking to you next week. Bye.
Bye.